What would you do with $9,999,000,000,000? Buy supercars, mansions, or even an entire shopping mall. But for Chen Yu, he would use that money to make every person who ever humiliated him kneel down and lick his shoes. How, you ask? Let the story begin. Under the pale sun of a chaotic street, a brutal beatdown was underway. Two hulking thugs had Chen Yu's arms pinned, forcing him to watch helplessly as a woman snatched his only bag of bread. The goons spat curses at him. What could he possibly do? Their combined strength was overwhelming. Chen Yu couldn't fight back. They slammed him onto the cold, hard ground, letting a woman named Lin Bowei grind her heel into his chest, her face a mask of pure triumph. He struggled with all his might, but he couldn't break free. Blazing rage erupted from his core as he roared. "By what right do you steal my supplies?" Lin Bowei scoffed, her voice dripping with arrogance. "By the right of the apocalypse. This lady needs to stock up on provisions. I have power and influence, while you are destined to die. Go on, take it back if you have the guts." But poor Chen Yu was weak and outnumbered. He could only tremble as he begged, "Give it back to me." Their only answer was a flurry of savage kicks and punches. Lin Bowei sneered down at him, her words like poison. "Do you see this? This is what we call powerless fury. Not only are you completely useless, you reek of the gutter." He was left beaten to a pulp, curled up on the cold pavement. Her henchmen cackled, mocking him without mercy. A pathetic failure from the slums is nothing more than cannon fodder. Dead or alive, you're just a stepping stone for people like us. Some are born to be workhorses. If hard work could change destiny, then every donkey in the world would already be a king. With that, they all burst into cruel laughter. Though pain racked his body, Chen Yu gritted his teeth, refusing to submit. "Give it back." Seeing his defiance, Lin Bowei scowled. Her voice was laced with contempt. "What was that? Still not broken?" She turned back, viciously stomping her sharp heel down on his hand. "Submit to me, whether you want to or not," she shrieked. Ignoring Chen Yu's agonized screams, she continued to grind his hand into the pavement, spitting her venom. "A loser like you could never hope to win the heart of a goddess. You can't even afford a bathroom, yet you dream of having a beautiful woman? I'd be disgusted if you even licked my shoes." But she wasn't finished. She delivered one final, soul-crushing blow. "Oh, and I forgot to tell you, your precious Liu Yi belongs to my brother now. Don't ever desire things that don't belong to you. Otherwise, this lady will beat you to death just for our own amusement." As their figures faded into the distance, a firestorm of hatred ignited in Chen Yu's heart. "Lin Bowei, Liu Yi, I swear I will never forgive any of you," he screamed the vow inside his mind. And at that very moment, shimmering screens flashed into existence out of thin air, displaying a blinking line of text. "Maximum revenge value detected. The scoundrel system is now activating. Establishing link with host. Link successful. 9,999,000,000,000 in scoundrel funds has been deposited. The host may use these funds on women in the commercial center, luring them into a trap." Chen Yu was stunned, completely baffled by the sudden appearance of this system, but his shock quickly warped back into fury. "No way! Spend money on women? I'm in this pathetic state, and this piece of junk system wants me to go be some kind of suck-up?" The system's reply was instantaneous, its voice mechanical but clear. "The host must bait a scheming woman, then proceed to utterly humiliate her. The rage points generated will be converted into the host's personal funds, multiplied by 100 times. Reading those words, Chen Yu's eyes lit up. A 100 times multiplier? In other words, I can actually spend this $9,999,000,000,000 credit line? This is perfect. Just bring the scheming women to me. It's time to become a monster." Before he could fully process the information, the system added. "Additionally, the value of the host's stolen bread has been multiplied by 100. Equivalent items have been placed into the system-provided mobile inventory as a new player bonus." Chen Yu was speechless, exclaiming in his mind, "There's even compensation?" He would never forget his grudge. He gritted his teeth. "Lin Bowei, since you all love to humiliate me, I'll use this system to play every single one of you to death." Suddenly, a sharp, cold voice cut in from behind. "Hey, who are you? What are you doing sitting here? Get out of my way, now." Chen Yu turned and saw Chu Jiao. His eyes were immediately glued to her. "Damn," he thought, "those legs are a work of art." Noticing his silent stare, the girl frowned in annoyance. "What are you looking at? Don't think you can scam me just because you're lying there all bruised. I'm not giving you a single cent, and definitely none of my supplies." Chen Yu didn't get angry at her words. Instead, a sly smirk formed on his lips. He put on an act of pity. "Oh, are you that poor? You have nothing at all? Well, I suppose that's fine. Despite Chu Jiao's icy attitude, he casually reached a hand behind his back, materializing a loaf of fragrant, warm bread. With a magnanimous air, he offered it to her. I'm in a good mood today, so consider this a gift from me. Chu Jiao was so taken aback that she was utterly speechless. At that exact moment, the system panel flashed. Anger points from Chu Jiao plus 32 have been converted into the host's available funds at a 100 times multiplier. Current available funds, 3,200. Chen Yu's smirk widened as he cheered internally. This system is definitely the real deal. Seeing his plan was working perfectly, he excitedly pushed a mountain of boxes towards Su Qiao. So many she could barely hold them all. Still not enough? Fine. You've got a decent figure, so here's a little extra. Su Qiao was stunned, her eyes scanning the massive pile of supplies. His storage space is huge, she thought. This guy looks dirt poor. Is he really giving all of his supplies to me? Just then, the system screen lit up, exposing her innermost thoughts. Su Qiao's favorability plus 10. Goddess Conquest Mode, initiated. Chen Yu turned and walked away, inwardly surprised. This system even has dungeons? Meanwhile, Su Qiao was still completely bewildered. She finally spoke up, asking, Are all these supplies really for me? Without a moment's hesitation, he gave her a stylish salute. If it's not enough, just come find me when you're done. I live on basement level 1. Take a left from the elevator, 3rd door. Just don't knock on the wrong door tonight. And with that, he was gone, leaving a blushing Su Qiao, clutching the gifts, thinking, a man this generous is actually quite handsome. The system chimed in immediately. Su Qiao's favorability plus 20. Total favorability, 30. Spending quota, 588. Chen Yu read the final notification as he stepped into the elevator. Successful conquest. Host has received 58,800 in personal quota. All supplies consumed by Su Qiao have been returned. Alone in the elevator, with no one around to see, Chen Yu let out a triumphant roar. Yes, what a rush. The elevator descended smoothly to basement level 1. Feeling high on his good fortune, he stepped out with a rare, carefree swagger. But the moment the doors opened, a shocking sight met his eyes. A man and a woman were locked in an intimate embrace right in front of him. Chen Yu's eyes narrowed into a sly grin as he mentally commanded, Live cam. On. The couple finally noticed his presence. Liu Yi's voice dripped with annoyance. Chen Yu, what are you doing up here? He shot back with a provoking tone. Why? Is the elevator locked? Lin Xiao, standing beside her, scoffed with utter contempt. Chen Yu, I know exactly what you're after. You failed to win over the goddess, so now you want back everything you gave her? And maybe some compensation for your hurt feelings. Is that it? Chen Yu didn't back down an inch, firing back with a piercing jab. Some people don't mind wearing used shoes. His words hit a nerve. Liu Yi's face flushed with rage as she shrieked, Chen Yu! Just because you can't have me, you want to ruin me for everyone else? A system notification popped up instantly. Liu Yi's rage points plus 56. This only encouraged Chen Yu, who smirked. That's right. Isn't that obvious? His shameless confession left her choking on her own fury. The system chimed again. Liu Yi's rage points plus 78. Lin Xiao quickly turned to comfort her. Yi, don't waste your breath on trash like him. Without any supplies, let's see how long he can survive. But no one noticed as the elevator doors opened again. Su Qiao stepped out, her innocent eyes scanning the heated argument. She paused, clearly confused by the tense atmosphere. But the moment Lin Xiao saw her, he froze solid, his eyes glazing over. Su Qiao, the ice-cold beauty of Nanjing University. I moved to this entire building just for her, and today, I finally meet her in person. He quickly plastered on a fawning smile and stepped forward. Hello, Miss Su, my name is Butt. Su Qiao didn't even give him a glance, walking past him as if he were thin air. She walked straight over to Chen Yu. Oh, it's you. Why did you come up here? Didn't you tell me to find you tonight? Lin Xiao was thunderstruck, his mind reeling. What? How does this worthless trash know the great beauty Su Qiao? And on top of that, he was screaming internally, completely ignoring Liu Yi tugging at his sleeve, calling, Lin Xiao, Lin Xiao. Chen Yu watched the scene unfold with a smug grin, musing to himself. So this is the so-called make one bold move and coast for life strategy. He then deliberately acted more familiar with Su Qiao. I just came up here to score some points. To take care of a little private matter. Su Qiao eagerly invited him. I was about to go out for supplies. Want to come with me? But her inner thoughts were far more calculating. I'll take him along and see what he's really made of. Chen Yu calmly shook his head. The prices for supplies out there have skyrocketed these past few days. A bag of bread that used to be 8 yuan is now 160. Why waste money so needlessly? Hearing this, Liu Yi seized the opportunity to mock him. If you can't afford it, just say so. Stop pretending to be some big shot. Chen Yu didn't bother arguing, just offered a cryptic smile. Then, before their very eyes, he materialized a huge pile of food and pushed it towards Su Qiao. Like I said, if it's not enough, just come find me. Su Qiao was speechless. Liu Yi, utterly humiliated, pointed a trembling finger at him. Where did you get all that food? He turned away, his voice dripping with condescension. You want some? Put on that little flirtatious show for me one more time, and maybe I'll give you a lollipop. The sheer mockery made Liu Yi see red. Liu Yi's rage points plus 113. He could see she was completely losing her composure. This only fueled Chen Yu's verbal assault. What's with the finger pointing, Liu Yi? Weren't you the top student in the broadcasting department? How can you not even win a simple argument? Or is the only thing you're good at showing gratitude to your sugar daddies late at night? That blatant insult was the final straw. Liu Yi completely lost control, screaming, Chen Yu, how dare you slander me with that filthy mouth of yours? The system pinged again. Liu Yi's rage points, plus 278. Lin Xiao rushed to hold her back, whispering softly, Calm down, honey. Just calm down. Having successfully provoked her, Chen Yu chuckled with satisfaction. Adoration filled Su Jiao's eyes as she gazed at Chen Yu. She made her move, inviting him over. From now on, just come to my place. The apocalypse is coming, after all. And I happen to be short one bodyguard. Chen Yu nodded instantly, but not without setting his own conditions. I can stay. But I need a private, quiet space. I'm a very light sleeper. Inwardly, his mind was racing. He needed women to spend his quota, and he also needed a safe place to hide. This was perfect. Watching Chen Yu and Su Jiao reach an agreement so quickly, and then enter the house in a flash, Lin Xiao's jaw dropped. He screamed internally, What the hell? That actually worked? Liu Yi, standing beside him, tried to call out after Chen Yu. The verbal battle ended as the system announced. Liu Yi's rage points increased by 511, for a total of 1,036 points. Converted at a 100 times multiplier to a quota of 103,600, Chen Yu's current quota is 168,000. Su Jiao's favorability increased by 20, for a total of 50. Accumulated quota consumed, 1,132. After the successful seduction, the host receives 113,200 personal quota, and all supplies consumed by Su Jiao. After reading the summary, Chen Yu was practically floating. He had just started and already earned over 200,000. How amazing was that? Su Jiao, sitting beside him, could never have guessed the thoughts running through Chen Yu's mind. She asked curiously, Chen Yu, do you know magic? How else could you pull all that food out of thin air? He replied casually, his voice completely calm. You could say that. In any case, everything I've said is the absolute truth. Su Jiao leaned in, whispering suggestively into his ear, You have your eyes on me, don't you? Could it be that you like me already? Chen Yu gave a mysterious smile. If I said no, would you believe me? She cleverly retorted, I wouldn't believe it, unless you reject me. Suddenly, Chen Yu stood and changed the subject. I'm hungry. Let's get something to eat. Seeing him dodge the question only intrigued Su Jiao more, her eyes sparkling. So he can actually resist my charm? Chen Yu, you're becoming more interesting by the second. Inwardly, he was panicking. He might look cool on the outside, but on the inside, he was about to lose it. Her favorability had surpassed 50, and the only thing he feared was his own body's reaction. Luckily, he managed to hold back. Just then, the sound of the television cut through his thoughts. The news anchor's voice was grim. According to station reports, a cold front will move in tonight, bringing temperatures below freezing, along with strong winds and heavy rain. We urge everyone to take the necessary precautions. Chen Yu's mood sank. He knew the apocalypse was coming, bringing harsh weather and a future, with no communication, water, electricity, or gas. And then, the mutants. Before he could finish the thought, the water from the faucet suddenly weakened, then stopped completely. A moment later, the ceiling light flickered out, plunging the room into darkness. Su Jiao looked on, confused. The TV just shut off. Huh? Why did the power go out so suddenly? The cold front isn't even here yet. While the two were still in shock, a series of frantic knocks echoed from the door, followed by an arrogant voice. Open up! Open the door! Neighborhood committee inspection! Su Jiao started to open the door, but Chen Yu quickly stopped her, his voice low. Wait. She turned in surprise. What's wrong? The neighborhood committee does monthly inspections. What's the problem? He frowned and explained. Yes, they come every month, but they're over half a month late this time. Su Jiao guessed innocently. Do you think it's because of the power and water outage? Maybe the neighborhood committee is checking for illegal appliances? Chen Yu let out a sarcastic laugh. Illegal appliances? What do you think this is? A college dorm? His mocking tone made Su Jiao pout, clearly annoyed. The system immediately pinged. Su Jiao's rage points plus 13, converting to 1,300 personal quota. Total, current quota, 1 million. Chen Yu ignored it, pointing out the obvious flaw. Besides, when the power and water go out in a residential building, property management is supposed to come first. Since when does an outside neighborhood committee show up? The woman's voice shrieked. I can hear you talking in there. Open this door now. Looking through the peephole, Chen Yu saw a heavy-set woman with a nasty scowl, flanked by two young men clutching suspicious-looking bags of supplies. He raised his voice and made an excuse. Sorry, we're in the middle of an illicit affair. It's not a convenient time to open up. Please go check somewhere else. Su Jiao heard this, her eyes wide. You can actually say that? Chen Yu laughed to himself. Human nature is always the first thing to break. The real disaster hadn't even started, but man-made trouble was already at the door. The young man outside shouted angrily, I don't care if your affair is proper or not. We're conducting an inspection, and you will open this door. The other man added, we now have reason to suspect that the water and power outage in this building was caused by you. Su Jiao didn't flinch, playing along with even more nerve. Don't get agitated. Tell me, he just got out after doing 10 years in prison. Does he really want to go back again? Chen Yu was secretly stunned. Damn, this girl is even more ruthless with her words than I am. Seeing that they still wouldn't back down, Chen Yu tightened his grip on the knife in his hand, turning to Su Jiao. Stand behind me, or else you might get hurt. Su Jiao's face flushed red, deeply moved. She thought to herself that she never expected Chen Yu to be not only generous, but to also risk his life to protect her. But inside his head, a different calculation was running. If she gets hurt, who's going to help me spend my quota? Just to spend my quota? The system flashed. Su Jiao's affection score increased by 10, for a total of 60. Chen Yu paused, thinking to himself, that's all it takes to raise her affection? If I cooked her another meal, she might just jump into my bed. Just then, a thunderous crash echoed as the door was kicked in. The sudden noise made Su Jiao scream in terror. Chen Yu was surprised too. It seems his earlier warning wasn't enough. He'd have to get rough. The intruders stormed in, their eyes glowing with greed at the sight of the food. Look at that. All that food is mine. It's all mine. With these supplies, we've made it. Chen Yu remained calm, trying to find an excuse to get rid of them. Apologies. There's been a death in my family. This is all an offering for the deceased. He emphasized his words, his voice turning ice cold. You really want to take things from the dead? The heavy-set woman just sneered back. If you care about the dead so much, why don't you go join them? Chen Yu spun the knife in his hand, his patience gone. I told you, this is an offering. The moment the words left his lips, he lunged, his blade slashing through the air in a blur. The situation exploded so fast, her two cronies were too stunned to even react. Su Jiao slapped a hand over her mouth, her eyes wide with disbelief. She couldn't believe Chen Yu was capable of such brutal violence. As everyone stood frozen in shock, his blade sliced across the woman's throat. She collapsed in a heap, blood pooling on the floor. Chen Yu's expression never changed. His voice was sharp as steel. If that's what you really want, then go die. Her two companions roared in fury. Damn you! Kill him! But to their surprise, Chen Yu just smiled and held out a bag of bread. My apologies, big brothers. All this food is for you. They hesitated for a moment, then lowered their weapons. Let us go. The sudden turn of events left the two robbers uncertain, but greed won out. They snatched the bag of bread, their voices full of arrogance. At least you know your place. Chen Yu smiled as he saw them off. Walk slowly, big brothers. Come back and visit sometime. But as they turned their backs to leave, they missed the sinister smile and the darkness in Chen Yu's eyes. Seizing the moment they let their guard down, he charged forward, his knife plunging straight ahead. The horrifying spray of blood made Su Jiao scream. Another one was down. The last thug swung his weapon wildly, missing Chen Yu completely. He shrieked, You rotten bastard! You dare trick us? Chen Yu licked the blood from his finger, his voice dangerously smooth. Big brother. They're all dead now. Doesn't that mean all this food belongs to us? Su Jiao's legs gave out. and she collapsed onto the floor. Her eyes were glued to the three bodies, her mind completely reeling. The last thug glared, his voice wary. "All of this food is mine now. Stop your damned games." Chen Yu's lips curved into a smirk as he revealed the truth. "I've awakened an ability. I can create food out of thin air." The man was stunned, stammering, "The hell you can." Seizing the opening, Chen Yu threw the bag of bread right at his face. "Idiot. You got distracted." The thug dropped instantly. Su Jiao was still frozen on the floor, unable to form a single word. Completely unfazed, Chen Yu turned to tease her. "Stop screaming. If you want to scream, wait until midnight." Su Jiao's face flushed red as she yelled back, "What are you talking about?" The system flashed again. Su Jiao's affection score increased by 15, converting into 1,500 personal quota points. Current quota, 19,600. Chen Yu glanced at the notification, calculating. Right now, it's just food and necessities. Things for women probably can't be shared, right? The system screen immediately lit up with an answer. "Host, if items are shared, half of the product's value will be deducted from the quota." Beside him, Su Jiao grabbed his hand, her voice filled with panic. "Chen Yu, what do we do now? They were from the neighborhood committee. You could go to jail for more than 10 years for this." He calmly wiped his knife, reassuring her. "It's the apocalypse now. Who knows if the higher-ups even exist anymore? We'll just drag them out to the community garden. If you don't say anything, and I don't say anything, who's going to know?" Suddenly, a voice cut in from the doorway. "We know." Turning around, Chen Yu saw Liu Yi and Lin Xiao standing there. They'd been there the whole time. Their eyes were cold, but he didn't flinch. Instead, he looked right back at them with a threatening gaze. "That's true. But if everyone here dies, then nobody will know, right?" Liu Yi shrieked in terror. "Chen Yu, you're insane. Aren't you afraid we'll call the police?" He strode towards them, his voice dripping with sarcasm. "All you want are the supplies, isn't it?" Then, he suddenly lashed out with a vicious kick, striking Lin Xiao right between the legs. Why bring a whole crowd for a simple robbery? Liu Yi panicked, seeing Lin Xiao doubled over in agony. She screamed indignantly. "What do you mean? What we want?" "This is what you people deserve," her crony chimed in. "That's right. We're all neighbors. We should support each other." Liu Yi continued her tirade, her voice full of entitlement. "You can't possibly eat all of this by yourself. Are you just going to watch us starve to death?" Chen Yu pointed the tip of his knife at her, a cold smile on his face as he admitted it. "Ah, the lady has a point. Yes, I do want to watch you die." His sharp words left Liu Yi speechless. She sneered. "Chen Yu, you just have a few supplies. If it weren't for the apocalypse, who would even look at you?" The system immediately reported, Liu Yi's rage points plus 110. Chen Yu calmly turned to dismiss them. "If you don't want anything, then get out. You're the ones acting like thieves. I have more supplies than you. You came here empty-handed to start a fight? Liu Yi, have you no shame?" His mockery drove her insane. The system notifications kept coming. Liu Yi's rage points plus 36, plus 89. He casually spun the knife, his tone deceptively kind, yet filled with biting sarcasm. "If you want something, you better learn to beg. Don't push your luck, unless you have a death wish." Hearing that, Liu Yi's rage value spiked by another 26 points. Lin Xiao finally snapped, roaring, "Shut your damn mouth." He then ordered his two lackeys to make their move. The thugs charged forward, trying to grab Chen Yu. But Chu Jiao suddenly brandished her stiletto heel like a weapon, warning, "Stay back." Chen Yu shot them a glance, his voice chillingly cold. "Normally, I'd let your disrespect slide, but this is the apocalypse." The moment he finished speaking, he moved like lightning. A flash of his blade took down both henchmen in an instant. "The days of you bullying me are over." The color drained from Liu Yi and Lin Xiao's faces. They collapsed to the floor, staring at him in pure terror. Chen Yu stepped forward, his voice like sharpened steel. "Now it's your turn, you piece of trash." Trembling, Lin Xiao's hand fumbled for a nearby vase. He snatched it, leaping to his feet with a burst of false courage. "You idiot, go to hell." But he was no match for Chen Yu's speed. A single, clean thrust from the knife found its mark. The vase slipped from Lin Xiao's grasp, shattering on the floor. He clutched his wound and crumpled to the ground. Chen Yu even let out a smirk. "Don't worry. Your woman and your little sister. I'll take good care of them for you." The second Liu Yi saw Lin Xiao fall, her entire demeanor shifted. She grabbed Chen Yu's hand, pleading, "Chen Yu, I was wrong before. The truth is, I was just testing you. You passed with flying colors. From now on, we can have a wonderful life together." But Chen Yu had lost all patience. He roared, "Get lost!" Liu Yi scrambled away like a coward, stammering, I'm going now." After witnessing two brutal encounters back to back, Chu Jiao was starting to get used to the cruelty. She no longer screamed in panic, and even had the composure to question Chen Yu. "You're just going to let her go like that? Or do you still have feelings for her?" The system flashed. Chu Jiao's rage value increased by 36. He nonchalantly wiped his blade, his tone soothing. "Don't be jealous. Trust me, she won't be living a happy life." Chu Jiao calmed down, but was still curious. "So, what should we do with them? Are we really going to plant them in the community garden?" Chen Yu shrugged, completely unfazed. "No need, just toss them out the window." He glanced down at the gruesome scene on the floor, bodies strewn everywhere, but his voice remained ice cold. "This will serve as a warning. Let's see who else dares to come looking for death." Meanwhile, just outside the apartment complex, Lin Bowei stood with her crew. One of them spoke up worriedly. "Sister Wei, the cold tide is coming tonight. Is this small stash of food going to be enough?" She was as arrogant as ever. "If it's not enough, then go get more. My brother will handle any problems." The moment she finished speaking, a blood-curdling scream pierced the air. The entire group froze in confusion. "Someone's dead." Before they could figure out what was happening, Lin Xiao's body plummeted from above, slamming onto the pavement right in front of Bei Wei. Realizing it was her brother, she went completely numb. Her feet felt rooted to the spot as a pool of dark red blood spread from his body. When reality crashed down on her, Bei Wei clutched her head and let out a piercing shriek that echoed down the street. Her underlings collapsed, screaming in terror. "Sister Wei, I think." That's Lin Xiao. But before they could even process it, more bodies began to rain down from the sky. Each was accompanied by a sickening thud. Bei Wei's unlucky crew was standing right in the drop zone, and they scattered in a blind panic. The scene was too horrific to comprehend. Bei Wei stood frozen, unable to form a single word, until the overwhelming shock consumed her, and she passed out cold. Her lackeys panicked. "Sister Wei! Sister Wei!" Meanwhile, the person responsible for this carnage, Chen Yu, had already turned his attention to planning for the future. "All the bodies are gone. The cold tide is coming soon. What's our plan?" He asked this while casually cooking, his voice completely calm. "No need to rush. Let's eat while it's hot. I'll go check on things in a bit." He then gave a silent command. "System, finalize the tally." A screen materialized before him. Total rage value acquired, 510. Converting to personal quota, 51,000. Current quota, 160,600. At 200,000 points, new items will be unlocked in the shop. Chen Yu placed a plate of food on the table, calling out to Chu Jiao. "Come on, try some of my cooking." Unaware of his true intentions, Chu Jiao was deeply moved. She thought, "I never imagined someone would treat me this well in the apocalypse. It feels like the warmth of a family." Seeing him start to walk away, she asked curiously, "Aren't you going to eat?" She couldn't see the serious look on his face, nor did she notice the subtle change in his tone. "I'm not hungry. You go ahead." Inwardly, he was on high alert. Now wasn't the time to eat. The cold tide was approaching, and he needed to prepare. The system announced, Chu Jiao's affinity plus 40. Total score, 100. Chu Jiao is now completely devoted to you. Conquest successful. Host receives 113,200 personal quota and all supplies consumed by Chu Jiao. Current quota, 173,800. New shop items have been unlocked. Just as Chen Yu finished reading, the elevator doors opened. He stepped out, cheering internally. This is perfect. At that exact moment, he spotted the thugs desperately trying to wake up Bei Wei. "Sister Wei, please, wake up." Two of the thugs saw Chen Yu and pointed right at him. In a gangster tone, one sneered. "It's you again?" Chen Yu pointed to himself, feigning innocence. "You mean me?" The henchman snapped irritably. "If I'm not talking to you, am I talking to your mom?" Those insolent words were met with a thunderous slap from Chen Yu. The force sent the thugs sprawling. "My mother? Are you worthy of even speaking her name?" Seeing another guy try to bolt, Chen Yu blocked his path with a gleeful smile. "I gritted my teeth 100,000 times to double all my physical stats. That's more than enough to deal with trash like you." The thug panicked, trying to make an excuse. I have something urgent to do." The remaining goon stood there in utter shock, thinking, how did this loser suddenly get so strong? What? All his bravado vanished in an instant. He dropped to his knees without hesitation, begging with his hands clasped. "Big brother, we were blind before. We didn't recognize your greatness. Now that the apocalypse is here, without supplies, everyone dies. We had no choice. Please, big brother, spare us." Chen Yu glanced down, then slammed his foot onto the other man's head. Are you going to call my mother names again? The man immediately started sucking up, yelling loudly. Never again. I'd never dare. Big brother, from now on, just give us your orders. His words made Chen Yu smirk, a flicker of interest in his eyes. My orders? The two men held their breath, waiting in tense silence. His voice suddenly turned ice cold. Do you know why this building's power and water were cut? The first goon quickly answered. We know. They were the ones who cut everything, then went door to door robbing people of their supplies. He pointed to the two corpses that had faked being neighborhood committee members. Chen Yu nodded, confirming their story, then turned to leave, but not without giving a final command. Go turn the power and water back on, and bring Lin Bowei with you. As long as you obey, I guarantee you'll live. The two lackeys grinned from ear to ear. Thank you, big brother. A few moments later, Chen Yu led the group into his apartment, even feeding them. Lin Bowei, lying on the couch, slowly began to stir. She groaned. Something smells amazing. As she sat up, she asked through a haze, Where am I? The lackeys cheered. Miss Bowei, you're awake. Seeing them wolfing down food, Bowei grew curious. Where did you guys get beef noodles? One of them answered while chewing. The boss gave it to us. Chen Yu sat nearby, looking as regal as a king. Holding a bowl of noodles, he gave her a mocking smile. Bowei screamed, Chen Yu, it's you. She then spun on her lackeys, furious. You call him boss just for a bowl of noodles? Have you no pride? They quickly tried to calm her down. We have no choice, Miss Bowei. Please, just eat something. Chen Yu chimed in, his voice dripping with sarcasm. That's right. How many bowls of noodles is your pride worth anyway? But Bowei stubbornly refused. Don't think you can flatter me into getting my brother to give up Sister Yi for you. Chen Yu slurped his noodles and provoked her further. If you're not eating, I'll just throw it out. Bowei's neck stiffened. It's just a bowl of noodles, who cares? The system then announced Lin Bowei's rage points, plus 336, converting to 33,600 quota. Chen Yu laughed to himself. Thanks to the top-ranking young miss for the 33,600 quota gift. Furious at being ignored, Bowei lashed out, knocking over the lackey's noodle bowls. Damn it, stop eating. She then turned to Chen Yu, making an absurd demand. Chen Yu, listen to me. You'd better cook a fresh bowl of noodles and bring it to me right now. Then, you'll kneel and feed it to me. If you don't, I'll have my brother smash all your teeth in. Without a word, Chen Yu decisively put his bowl down. He strode over, grabbing Bowei's wrist before she could even react, and hurled her straight out the door. Get out! Bowei crashed to the floor, stunned. Su Jiao quickly interjected. It's not right to just lock a girl out in this cold. Chen Yu just smirked. His tone was mocking. What? Are you worried she'll get period cramps? Su Jiao was speechless, thinking to himself, what do cramps have to do with anything? Outside in the hallway, the air was freezing. Thrown out and aching from the fall, Bowei had to endure the biting cold. She gritted her teeth. Despicable. That dog Chen Yu, he wouldn't feed me, and now he's thrown me into the hallway. As she was complaining, she suddenly froze. The blizzard of eternal winter had arrived. Terrified, Bowei began pounding on the door, her voice still arrogant. Chen Yu, open this door right now. I might still tell my brother to spare your life. If you don't, I guarantee you won't see tomorrow's sun. But Chen Yu coldly threw a horrifying truth at her. Your brother? I threw him from the roof. He's just a corpse on the street now. Bowei went completely still, as if all her pride had been wiped clean from her mind. His body probably isn't even cold yet. Chen Yu's icy words struck directly at the pain Lin Bowei was desperately trying to deny. She stared blankly for a moment, then screamed in denial. Lies! My brother is alive and well. Chen Yu sneered, his voice dripping with mockery. Don't believe me? Go downstairs and see for yourself. Tears welled in Bowei's eyes, unable to accept it. You're lying. You're just jealous of my brother. The loud argument drew a curious Liu Yi out of her room. Seeing Bowei shivering in the hallway, she called out, Bowei, why are you out here? Hurry and come inside. Inside, Su Jiao watched nervously, whispering. Liu Yi opened the door. She's not a good person. She'll probably convince Lin Bowei to turn against us. Hearing this, Chen Yu narrowed his eyes, considering. One of the lackeys took the chance to speak up. He's right, boss. Miss Bowei is actually quite pitiful. Please, just help her out a little. Seeing Liu Yi open the door was like finding a lifeline. Bowei rushed over and clung to her. Liu Yi glanced at Chen Yu, and after a moment of thought, she relented. All right. The silent door suddenly clicked. It slowly creaked open. The moment Chen Yu showed his face, he was met with Liu Yi's bewildered stare and Bowei's sharp tone. Humph. It's about time you learned your place, Sister Yi, she continued arrogantly. But before she could finish, Liu Yi grabbed Chen Yu's shirt, pleading, Chen Yu, I'm so cold and hungry. I was wrong before, I'm begging you, please let me stay. Chen Yu paid her no mind. He turned his cold gaze to Bowei. What do you want now? The system announced Lin Bowei's rage points, plus 128. Bowei quickly grabbed Liu Yi's shoulder to stop her. Sister Yi, don't kneel to this kind of person. It's just a bowl of noodles, we don't need it. But Liu Yi had lost all patience. She shoved Bowei away forcefully, screaming, Get away from me. Bowei was stunned, stammering, Sister Yi. Liu Yi didn't stop, continuing to beg Chen Yu. Chen Yu, it was all my fault before. Please forgive me. From now on, I'll be your dog and wag my tail for you. I'll do whatever you want, she pleaded. But Chen Wu just shoved her hand away in disgust. Sorry. I'm not interested. Behind them, Beiwei naively tried to help. Miss, you don't have to do this. We can find supplies. Liu Yi finally snapped. Find them how? She shrieked. It's below freezing out there. Are you trying to kill me? It's your brother's fault I lost my chance with Chen Wu. He deserved to die. Her words struck Beiwei like a dagger, draining the color from her face. Liu Yi. What did you just say? Liu Yi's rage exploded. I said you and your brother are nothing but trash, scum of this society. You both should have died. A system notification dinged. Anger points from Liu Yi plus 223. From Lin Bowei plus 268. Chen Wu watched, smiling to himself. Dogs fighting dogs. Now this is a good show. He held up 2 fingers, pointed them at Liu Yi, and shooed her away. Go die. Somewhere else. Liu Yi glared, seething with hatred. Anger points increased by 279. Chen Wu. You're heartless. He then turned to Beiwei. Did I kill your brother? Have you figured it out yet? If you submit, call me Big Brother from now on and we'll be even. If not, you can die out there with her. Beiwei trembled with rage, her anger points skyrocketing by 578. She screamed, You filthy dog, I'll kill you. The door slammed shut, cutting off Lin Beiwei's desperate pounding. The biting cold chilled her to the bone, but the fire of rage inside her burned hotter than ever. The system flashed again. Anger, points from Lin Bowei, plus 121, plus 226. Chen Wu leaned against the door and smirked. This kid's got some serious spirit. The system announced a total of 2,272 anger points had been collected, converting to 227,200 credits. Current balance, 14,800. Chen Wu's jaw dropped as he screamed internally. 400,000! I'm rich! Damn, a fallen maiden is the best. He couldn't stop himself from laughing out loud. His underlings watched in terror, whispering, Su Jiao, why is the boss suddenly so happy? It's creepy. One of them guessed, did he finally snap? Su Jiao had no explanation. Chen Wu said nothing, simply pulling out several cans of beer. Tonight, we drink till we drop. But just then, the lights in the house blinked out. Su Jiao frowned. Why'd the power go out again? Is the neighborhood committee playing games? The buzz-cut lackey looked grim. It's over. The heating is off too. It's gonna get cold fast, and we don't have any winter clothes. The other guy panicked. We're going to die for sure. Chen Wu's calm voice cut in. It wasn't the committee. The temperature outside dropped too low. It's affecting the power grid. Don't panic. The gas still works. Eat something hot, and your body will warm up. Su Jiao, you got any winter clothes? Su Jiao was stumped. No, I buy clothes for the season, then throw them out. I haven't even bought a blanket. What now? Chen Wu secretly asked. The system. How many credits until the next shop upgrade? The system replied, New shop category unlocks at 500,000 N. He turned to Su Jiao with a cold glare. You foolish woman. Letting your guard down at a time like this. A notification popped up. Anger points from Su Jiao, plus 265. She stared in disbelief. Chen Wu. Who buys winter coats and blankets in the middle of summer? He continued to provoke her. I buy winter coats and blankets in the summer. Su Jiao flew into a rage. Chen Wu. Are you completely insane? Anger points. Plus 339. The lackeys huddled together, shivering and whispering. What's gotten into the boss and Su Jiao? One of them guessed. Maybe the cold fried their brains. Su Jiao overheard and spun around. You're the ones with fried brains. All 3 of you. Anger. Points plus 523. Chen Wu gave a mental command. System. Tally up. Total anger points acquired. 1,187. converting to 118,700 credits. Current balance, 119,500. New store category unlocked. Chen Yu watched with satisfaction. Time to test my luck. Su Jiao couldn't read his mind. She snapped, Chen Yu, don't think you can bully me just because you have supplies. Anger points plus 327, converting to 32,700 credits. Current balance, 152,200, he smirked. Just starting out, and I'm already over 1,000,000. Perfect. As Su Jiao stared, utterly bewildered, Chen Yu flashed a huge grin. Like he just won the lottery. Suddenly, the lights flickered back on. Power surged through the building, and the room grew warm again. His two lackeys were ecstatic, jumping for joy. The power's back on. We have power. This is amazing, they shouted in excitement. We're saved from this cold snap. Su Jiao's anger vanished like morning mist. Still, she was puzzled. Why did the power come back so quickly? Was it just a short circuit? Only Chen Yu knew the truth. Thanks to his incredible luck, he had just spent 100,000 credits to secure their electricity, water, and gas for the next 6 months. Now, it was time to get his investment back. He grabbed a megaphone, his voice booming across the complex. Your wife is cheating. Your mother-in-law is a tyrant. You've endured it for too long, but they just keep walking all over you. If you can't take it anymore, then you don't have to. Come to Building A, Room 701, and listen to my revenge plan. The moment he stopped speaking, nearby apartments erupted. Heads poked out of windows, followed by a wave of insults. How many trashy dramas have you been watching? Are you crazy? Which idiot is that? A woman yelled. A woman's voice screamed. 701, you think this is a joke? I'm about to freeze to death out here. Just let me die in peace, will you? This was music to Chen Yu's ears. A wave of pure ecstasy washed over him, as rage points flooded in from everyone. 127, 255, 36. The feeling of getting rich overnight was intoxicating. He thought to himself, yes, give me more. His followers just stared, whispering amongst themselves in confusion. One of them muttered, the boss's spirit is on another level. You don't think the cold has, fried his brain, do you? The guy with the buzz cut shot back instantly, full of confidence. What do you know? It's obvious the boss isn't some normal guy. His constitution is practically superhuman. A little cold like this is nothing to him. But the second he said it, they all turned and saw Chen Yu shivering uncontrollably, snot dripping from his nose. So much for being superhuman. Just then, a system notification echoed in his mind. Rage points acquired, 8,367. Personal credit conversion, 836,700. Current credit limit, 1,890,000. Chen Yu started chuckling to himself like a madman. Su Jiao asked with concern, Chen Yu, are you feeling all right? A short-haired guy crept closer, looking suspicious. Boss, what does 1 + 1 equal? Another guy scoffed. What kind of moronic question is that? Let me handle this, he then asked with a dead serious face. There are 20 rabbits and chickens in a cage, with a total of 46 legs. How many rabbits are there? Chen Yu just burst out laughing. His voice boomed. Who cares how many there are? If this master wants more, I'll just get more. Su Jiao felt a headache coming on. Helpless, she gave an order. Let's just say that beef wasn't ready. Everyone, get some rest. But as luck would have it, a new group of troublemakers had arrived right at their doorstep. A thunderous banging rattled the door. 701, get out here, a voice roared. Open this door now. If you don't, we're breaking it down. Inside, everyone exchanged nervous glances. As they tried to figure out a plan, a long-haired guy panicked. What do we do? There's only 4 of us. We can't possibly fight them. The cowardly buzzcut guy held his head and groaned. It's over. I knew we couldn't escape death. Su Jiao's heart sank. Crap, she thought. They tracked us all the way here. But Chen Yu remained completely unfazed. With a cocky tone, he said, What's there to be afraid of? I'm a master of psychological warfare, a certified gaslighter. Hearing this, the buzzcut guy mumbled disdainfully. Control, brainwashing, backstabbing, empty promises. Yeah, real heroic. While the group was still bickering, the group of 3 outside, led by a girl with a powerful aura, started screaming. 701, weren't you acting all tough just a little while ago? What's the matter? Too scared to open the door now? If you don't come out, we'll smash your power box to pieces. Chen Yu peeked through the peephole and was shocked by what he saw. It was Sun Xingyi, the famous internet influencer. Without a second's hesitation, he threw the door wide open. Be my guest, he challenged. Smash it. I've been wanting to get rid of that ugly thing for ages. In fact, I'll even pay you 80 for a big swing, 40 for a small one. I guarantee you'll have a smashing good time." The long-haired guy with Sun Xingyi roared back. "Stop with the reverse psychology. You think we're actually afraid to break it?" Sun Xingyi cursed him directly. "Are you some kind of idiot? You're just looking for trouble, aren't you?" Her fury directly gifted him 188 rage points. Chen Yu's patience was wearing thin. He suddenly launched a punch, striking the long-haired guy right between the eyes and stunning him. Chen Yu roared, "Smash it! Anyone who doesn't smash it today is my little boy." With eyes blazing with cold hatred, the man gritted his teeth. His blood boiled with rage, and he decisively swung the sledgehammer, crashing it down on the power box. Sparks erupted in a brilliant shower, but Chen Yu remained perfectly calm, his eyes silently watching the electricity arc and crackle. Sun Xingyi's face was smug, her voice dripping with arrogance. Well. See that? This is what happens when you cross us." Her lackey sneered, adding his own insult. "That's right, little boy. Better bow down to your granddaddy now. Maybe if you're good, I'll let you wash the dishes when I'm done eating." He cackled with sadistic glee, but Chen Yu just gave a mysterious smile, and with a soft snap of his fingers, the power box instantly flared back to life. It was as if it had never been damaged, leaving them all completely stunned. An older man with them stared wide-eyed, shouting, "How did it fix itself? Am I seeing things? I know I hit it. Everyone saw me hit it, right?" He and Sun Xingyi stared at each other, completely baffled. After studying it for a long moment, they still couldn't figure it out. Seizing the opportunity, Chen Yu shot a mocking look at the long-haired goon. "What's the matter, kid? Did you skip breakfast? Can't even break a simple power box. You're pathetic." Blinded by rage, the man let out a furious roar. He charged forward, smashing the box with frenzied desperation. Each blow was meant to pulverize it, sending metal dust flying. He was panting, his face beat red. He shouted triumphantly, "Let's see you act so smug now." But before his very eyes, the system restored the power box again, making it pristine. Chen Yu didn't miss a beat, his voice dripping with sarcasm. "Hey Sun Xingyi, my dear, your taste in men is questionable. He's so weak, he can't even take down a simple power box." Sun Xingyi gritted her teeth so hard they audibly scraped. Her rage points skyrocketed. 388. The lackey's face went pale, and he began to tremble with humiliation. But in a matter of seconds, that shame twisted into pure fury. He raised the hammer high, aiming straight for Chen Yu's head. "If I can't break the box, then I'll just break you." The opening was far too obvious. Chen Yu sidestepped the blow with ease, the hammer whistling through empty air. In a flash, he slipped behind the man and drove a knee precisely into his back, sending him staggering in agony. The man clutched his gut, sweat pouring down his face as his body trembled. Chen Yu just smirked. "Wow, you really are pathetic. From now on, I'll just call you the Hollow Prince." Sun Xingyi refused to back down. "So what if you have power? What's the big deal? Once your food runs out, you'll still have to come crawling outside." Her henchman was still doubled over, unable to stand straight from the soul-crushing pain. He managed to scream, "You bastard! Don't you dare run!" Internally, Chen Yu was overjoyed, but he put on a show of panic. "Oh no, that is a serious problem." Somehow, she actually bought it. Hinni puffed out her chest. "I'm a streamer with millions of fans, you know. If you get on your knees and beg right now, I might just spare you some scraps." Chen Yu just chuckled, waving his hands with a flourish. Suddenly, an array of delicious, steaming dishes appeared out of thin air. He feigned amazement. "Wow, you're not kidding. Following a mega influencer like you is the best. We have to celebrate this. How about some garlic butter lobster? These BBQ ribs and this seafood platter don't look half bad either." As Hinni and her goon stared in complete shock, Chen Yu cheered, "This is amazing." Hinni's jaw dropped, stammering, How did you just create food out of nowhere? Don't tell me. The world already has awakened ability users?" Her anger points shot up to 523, a flash of pure envy in her eyes. She shrieked irrationally, "I'm an influencer with millions of fans and I don't have powers. What right does a worthless nobody like you have to awaken an ability?" Then she whirled on her lackey, screaming like a madwoman. "Get him! Wreck this entire place for me!" Not one to just sit back. Chen Yu decided on a preemptive strike. With a flick of his wrist, 2 baskets brimming with rotten eggs appeared. He gave the order to his own 2 followers to attack. Instantly, they unleashed a volley of rancid ammo, covering Hinni and her crew in the foul projectiles. She shrieked, her face twisted in disgust. "Damn it, what is this? The smell. It's rotten eggs. I can't take it. Retreat. Everyone fall back." Seeing Hinni try to escape, Chen Yu got even more fired up. roaring, "Don't let them get away!" Rotten eggs filled the air, splattering her entire group until they reeked of decay. Hinni's anger points jumped to 666, but she still tried to act tough. Her voice dripped with arrogance. "How dare you treat me like this? Do you have any idea how much this face of mine is worth? You are so dead." The old man with her chimed in. "Picking on the weak kid? I suggest you learn your place and back off now." Chen Yu didn't even bother to argue. He just grabbed a basket and slammed it over the old man's head, sneering. "Old man, how about I help you meet your ancestors a little sooner?" The old man collapsed to the floor, covered in sticky, rotten yolk. Seeing that he'd caused enough chaos, Chen Yu gave a signal. "All right, let's head in." A glorious victory. He made a clean getaway, leaving a humiliated Hinni shrieking, "Get him! Tear him apart! Whoever cripples that worthless piece of trash today gets to spend the night with me." Her rage absolutely exploded, hitting 1,368 points. Back inside, Su Jiao was starting to panic. What are we going to do? They're about to storm the place. Chen Yu was completely unfazed. Relax. With this door, not even Godzilla could break through. He casually sat down and started checking his haul. The system chimed in. Total anger value acquired, 3,133, converting to 313,300 personal credits. Current credit balance, 1,200,000. New items unlocked in the shop. Chen Yu's curiosity was piqued. Clothing and accessories are available now. Just then, the sky opened up and rain began to pour. Su Jiao looked out the window and gasped. "It's acid rain! The acid rain has started." Chen Yu just stretched and gave a small smile. "Perfect timing. I think I'll go for a walk downstairs." The long-haired follower's eyes lit up excitedly. "Can I come with you?" Chen Yu clapped him on the shoulder. "This kid's got potential." He tossed him a heavy coat. "Here, put on this down jacket. We're going exploring." The long-haired guy was thrilled. "Boss, are we on some kind of top-secret mission? Are you the secret leader of a powerful organization?" Chen Yu immediately crushed his fantasy. "You've been reading too many web novels. Let's go." The kid happily trotted after him. "Yes, boss." But as soon as they opened the door, they found Hinni and her crew still hanging around. Chen Yu sighed in annoyance. "Oh, you're still here? Get lost. You're in my way." He casually shoved her aside. Hinni went ballistic. "He dared to touch me. I'm an influencer with 1 million followers. 1 million. Even A-list celebrities have to show me respect. And he just pushes me?" Her anger point spiked by another 568. But the poor girl had no idea she was just making her enemy richer. But the drama wasn't over. Her henchman, Zhao Tian, suddenly turned on her, fawning over Chen Yu. "Bro, it was this woman. She put me up to all this. I was just mesmerized by her. Please, don't hold it against me. Just give me a bite to eat, and I'll do anything you say from now on." Hinni was dumbfounded. Shrieking, "Zhao Tian, you absolute bastard." He shot her a venomous glare. "Get lost. Don't get in the way of my new brotherhood with this powerful, awakened." Hinni stuck her nose in the air, her voice dripping with entitlement. "Chen Yu, let me make this clear. You have completely and utterly offended me. The only way to fix this is to invite me inside and serve me the finest meal. Don't all you pathetic men crave my attention? This is your chance. Don't be a fool." Without a moment's hesitation, Chen Yu slapped her right across the face. His voice was dangerously low. "Pathetic men?" Hinni clutched her cheek, her expression darkening. "I have 1 million followers. You dare hit me again? I dare you." Her anger points skyrocketed by 570. Never one to back down from a challenge, Chen Yu slapped her again. "You dared me," he smirked. Hinni's narcissism reached its peak as she screamed, "You're not allowed to hit me. Everyone worships me. Why are you different? This must be it. You're just playing hard to get to grab my attention." And just like that, she gifted him another 899 anger points. Chen Yu was at a loss for words, muttering, completely brain dead. Beside them, Zhao Tian seized his chance to grovel again. "Brother, I swear, I truly want to serve you." He completely ignored Hinni, who was now grinding her teeth in silent fury. Annoyed, one of Chen Yu's own guys delivered a swift kick to his face. Zhao Tian roared, "Get out of our way." But Chen Wu stopped him. "Don't waste your breath. Let's just go." Satisfied, the two of them left, the elevator swiftly carrying them to the ground floor. Suddenly, a faint voice cried out. Sister Wei was huddled on the floor, shivering from the biting cold. Her subordinate rushed over, worried. "Sister Wei, are you okay?" All of her arrogance had vanished. She pleaded with Chen Wu, "Please, save me." but the favorability meter still displayed a solid 0. Chen Yu sneered internally. A survivalist in disguise, huh? She sure knows when to bend the knee. Still, he ordered his men to take her upstairs to Director Jiao. I'll go check outside. In Fossa X, a heavy rain was falling, its acidic touch slowly corroding the plants and vehicles. Wearing only a thin jacket, Chen Yu strolled casually through the acid rain, muttering, "The plants and cars are all ruined. I wonder how the delivery station is holding up. I still have a package to pick up." Suddenly, a girl hiding under an awning called out, "Hey, you!" Chen Yu flinched, thinking, "What's this now?" The girl looked pathetic, her clothes tattered and torn. He scoffed to himself, "Such a clumsy trap. I'm not falling for this." But without a moment's hesitation, he strode towards her, his voice dangerously smooth. "Well, hello there, beautiful. Are you in some kind of trouble? Why don't you tell me about it?" His only answer was the cold steel of a blade pressed against his throat. Chen Yu didn't even flinch, a smirk playing on his lips. "Sweetheart, even if you want to ambush me, you don't have to be quite so rough." The short-haired girl snarled, "Take off your clothes." Chen Yu just chuckled. "My clothes? For you? Then how am I supposed to get back?" Her anger points shot up by 103. She screamed, "I don't care how you get back. If you screw this up for me, you couldn't pay the price with 10 lives. Chen Yu narrowed his eyes, tilting his head back. "Wow, lady," he said in a light, mocking tone. "You're really something else." He dragged out the last word, provoking her. The girl tightened her grip on the knife, her gaze turning to ice. "Do as I say, or you die." Her threat only caused her anger points to climb by another 116. This was playing right into Chen Wu's hands. Strangely, he calmly complied, taking off his jacket with a completely relaxed air. "No need to be so hostile. If you're in a tough spot, just say so. I'll help you out." The girl snatched the jacket, her voice laced with venom. "Who the hell are you? If these clothes weren't useful, you wouldn't even be worthy of speaking to me." Anger points increased by 128. The girl's arrogant and ungrateful attitude finally got on his nerves. A dangerous glint appeared in his smile. "Oh? Not worthy, huh?" The moment he spoke, the jacket in her hands dissolved into particles of data, vanishing before her astonished eyes. The jacket was instantly back on Chen Wu's body, as if it had never left. He smirked, his voice turning cold. "Come find me when you've learned how to ask people for help properly." The short-haired girl stood frozen, her hands empty, staring in utter disbelief at the space where the clothes had disappeared into thin air. But it wasn't over that easily. She refused to give up, lunging with her knife the second Chen Yu turned his back. "Negotiate with me?" she screamed. "You're not even qualified." Her anger points surged by another 133. It was like Chen Yu had eyes in the back of his head. A slight tilt was all it took to dodge the razor-sharp blade. Standing his ground, he expertly seized her wrist. The move sent her stumbling forward, completely off balance. The knife clattered to the ground as her trembling hand was forced open. In a flash, Chen Yu slammed her against the wall, pinning her hand high above her head. He leaned in close, his face just inches from hers, his voice a low growl. "Now who's the one that isn't qualified?" But to the girl, his words held no threat. In fact, she found them laughable. She sneered, "So what if you can fight? When the end is near, bottom-feeding ants like you are nothing but cheap, disposable lives." As her venomous words flowed, Chen Wu's grip tightened, threatening to crush her wrist. But even then, she didn't shut up. Her voice was strained but defiant. "Without supplies, you people are nothing more than statistics." Fed up, Chen Yu let go and crossed his arms. "Just supplies? I can get as many of those as I want." The girl rubbed her wrist, thinking he was just making empty boasts. "How pathetic. You're about to starve and you're still clinging to that useless pride. Fine, keep the clothes. Just run an errand for me at the city hospital. When you're done, I'll reward you with 2 packs of instant ramen." That generous offer left Chen Yu speechless, his face darkening. But she remained oblivious to his mood, continuing her contemptuous speech. "No need to thank me. I know 2 packs of ramen is probably enough to make you cry with gratitude. An ant will always be an ant. A tiny scrap of profit is all it takes to make you bow and wag your tail. That is the difference between you and me." Before she could finish, Chen Yu slapped her hard across the face, the sharp crack echoing as she flew backwards onto the ground. He looked down at her, his voice dripping with sarcasm. "The difference of 2 packs of ramen, right?" The girl clutched her cheek, her eyes wide with disbelief that some bottom feeder had dared to hit her. Her anger point skyrocketed to 336. She shrieked, "You maniac, you listen to me." But Chen Yu didn't even care. He followed up with a vicious kick to her stomach that made her spit blood and scream in agony. "I'm not listening," he roared. His patience had completely vanished. He didn't care that she was a woman. He showed zero mercy. The girl lay crumpled on the ground, painfully biting back her cries, but she still glared up at him, gritting her teeth. "I will never forgive you for this." Chen Yu simply dusted his hands off and walked away without a second glance. "Then you better remember," he called back coolly. "I'm in Building A, room 701. Don't get the wrong door tonight." The short-haired girl watched his retreating back, then slammed her fist against the wall with a loud thud, screaming, "Fine, just you wait, I'll make you pay." Her bitter resentment transformed into 886 rage points, flowing straight into Chen Yu's pocket. He couldn't care less, casually heading back home. As the elevator doors opened, Chen Yu stepped inside with a box, not immediately realizing Sun Shinner was already curled up on the floor. At the sound of the door, she instantly looked up, her gaze locking onto him. Turns out, she had been lying in wait for his return. The moment she saw Chen Yu, Sun Shinner lunged forward, clinging to his leg, her voice dripping with honey. "Honey, I know I was wrong. Please, just take me in. As long as you accept me, I'll do anything." Chen Yu was taken aback, both startled and speechless at her lightning-fast, shameless change of heart. A mocking smirk played on his lips. Impressive. Truly befitting an internet celebrity. A master of two faces. In the middle of this bizarre scene, his two lackeys suddenly materialized, whispering in his ear, "Boss, this woman's enlightenment is on another level." The second she learned you have unlimited supplies, she flipped sides. The other one chimed in with a sleazy grin. "Boss, if she's not your type, I don't mind taking her." Their shameless banter made Chen Yu's head spin as he snapped. "Where the hell did you two crawl out from?" Sun Shinner quickly grabbed his hand, her smile radiant. She began making a torrent of promises. "I was just being foolish before. From now on, I'll be your woman. And yours alone. I'll quit live streaming. If you want, I can dance for you every single day, and at night too." Though unstated, her suggestive offer was crystal clear. Chen Yu seemed to accept it, but warned her with a low growl. "You'd better remember what you said today. Don't even think about pulling any tricks in front of me. Nobody is better than anyone else here. You hear me?" Sun Sinner nodded frantically, and was finally allowed to enter the apartment. Keeping her sweet smile plastered on, she clung to Chu Jiao's arm, cooing, "Yes, yes, yes. From now on, Shinner will listen to everything you say." Chu Jiao looked visibly uncomfortable, but gently said, "Hurry and follow me inside." In stark contrast, Chen Yu slammed the door, his voice sharp. "Go straight to the bathroom and wash up. Don't get my floors dirty." Once inside, he placed the box he'd brought back onto the table. The system immediately issued a report. This time, he had received a total of 4.27 rage value, which converted into 442,700 personal credits. His current balance was now 2,442,900. Sun Shinner's current favorability rating was 30. After a successful conquest, all money and supplies the target consumes will be returned 100-fold to the host's personal storage space. Hearing this, Chen Yu mused to himself that money was just a number to him now. He asked the system, "When will the next catalog unlock?" The system replied, "Upon reaching 3 million credits, the next catalog will be unlocked. Ability fruits." Chen Yu smirked, feigning boredom. "So, just a few more peerless abilities for this world? Being invincible is truly lonely, isn't it?" Lost in his thoughts, Chu Jiao walked over and looked at the box he brought back, asking curiously, "You risked going out in the acid rain, just for a delivery?" Chen Yu put on a world-weary expression and teased her. "If not for a delivery, was I supposed to go out and get you?" The words were careless, but they struck a chord with Chu Jiao, whose face flushed crimson. She turned away, pretending to be annoyed to hide her embarrassment. "Who said anything about wanting to marry you?" Chen Yu was completely oblivious and too lazy to figure it out. He casually opened the box and pulled out a teddy bear. Suddenly, one of his goons sidled up with a smug grin. "Boss, I never knew you had such a girly side." The taunt irritated Chen Yu, who barked, "Get lost and go to bed." The other lackey immediately lunged forward, clamping a hand over his friend's mouth and dragging him away as he struggled. He added with a sleazy wink, "Boss, a chow and I will turn in first. We'll leave the master bedroom to you two." As they turned away, they missed the sight of Chen Yu's nose beginning to bleed. He quickly grabbed a napkin. Just then, a powerful tremor shook the building. Chen Yu cursed in frustration. "Damn it, what was that? An earthquake?" Before he could finish, a furious scream echoed from outside. "Chen Yu, get your ass out here this instant. How dare you do that to me? I'm taking your worthless life tonight." Everyone's head whipped around, their probing gazes landing squarely on Chen Yu, making him incredibly flustered. What are you all looking at me like that for? I swear I didn't do anything. Bowei, assuming he was just shy, tried to comfort him. It's okay, we understand. Hearing that line, Chen Yu knew exactly what they were all thinking. His eyes turned red with fury as he roared at Bowei. Understand my foot. You, kid, get to bed now. Don't meddle in adult affairs. But the more he tried to explain, the more convinced they were of his guilt. They all glanced toward the door, their minds clearly imagining an 18-plus scenario. Chen Yu clutched his head, looking completely helpless, screaming internally where no one could hear. It was clear sleep was not an option tonight. But a second later, he tossed his worries aside and sat cross-legged on the sofa. Summoning a tea set with a flourish, he declared, "Tonight, if she can even get inside, I'll give her my position as the boss of this 3,000 square meter property." Hearing this, his two goons cheered wildly. "See? I told you our boss wasn't some ordinary person." Sun Shinner struck a pose behind them, her voice a seductive purr. Anyone can see with a single glance that Big Brother is no ordinary man. The two lackeys' eyes turned into hearts, completely mesmerized. As expected of a famous influencer, she's really big. Akui even openly declared her top tier. Bowei couldn't take it anymore. She smacked both of them on the head, hissing through gritted teeth. "Both of you, shut your mouths." Chen Yu took a sip of tea and chuckled. Well, you have to build your own public image, after all. Amidst the noisy chaos, only Chu Jiao remained calm, offering a gentle reminder. Are you just going to let her keep causing a scene? It's getting late. Her yelling will disturb the neighbors. But to everyone's surprise, Chen Yu frowned and jumped up to argue back. He even brought up a completely unrelated memory. Back then, when the Notre Dame Cathedral wanted to kick you out, I was the one who strongly objected. Pathetic, Su Jiao seethed, her eyes blazing with enough fire to incinerate him. Her anger points shot up by 113, but a curse was all she managed. Chen Yu unlocked the door to face her anyway. But the moment he opened it, he found himself staring down the cold, dark barrel of a gun. He was unbelievably calm. Hey, I'm not pointing a gun at you, so don't point one at me, okay? This was the girl who tried to rob him, now radiating pure animosity. You psycho, she roared. I'm going to bash your skull in. Anger points plus 233. Chen Yu simply removed his mask, seizing control of the situation. His voice dropped, cold and low. Right now, I'm giving you two options. First, you can keep trying to figure out how to kill me. Or second, you follow me, and I will help you achieve your dream. Disbelieving, the girl only grew more agitated. She chambered around, ready to fire. Her eyes spitting fire, she screamed, Chen Yu, who the hell do you think you are? How dare you make such empty promises to me? You must have a death wish. Anger points spiked by another 246. Chen Yu just rolled his eyes, his voice dripping with boredom. Wow, you're something else. Did you leave your brain at home? A gunshot? Please. I'll just consider it a New Year's firecracker. Happy New Year. And with that, he slammed the door right in her face, leaving her fuming in the hallway. She gritted her teeth, muttering, Damn it, my divine authority is a sacred weapon. Why can't it even break through this door? Could this guy actually be the real deal? Curiosity began to sway her. She wanted to give in, but still put on a tough act through the peephole. Fine. I'll spare you this time. But if you ever mess with me again, I'll make sure you die a horrible death. The door instantly flew open. Chen Yu stood there, striking a pose and radiating a powerful aura. I, Chen Yu, am a man of my word. Following me will be the best decision you ever make. But she was even more irritable, shoving his face aside as she stormed in. Just shut up. Still fuming, she was suddenly taken aback by the sight of Su Jiao holding a steaming bowl of noodles, greeting her with a warm smile. Guys like him are all like that. Don't waste your energy on him. Here, have some beef noodle soup to warm up. The girl just stood there, completely stunned. It was beef noodle soup, with actual beef in it. Even with the bowl right in front of her, she couldn't believe her eyes, her jaw hanging open. In this apocalypse, resources were scarce. Only the elite, like those from Jiangcheng, could afford to eat like this. Just who on earth was Chen Yu? Seeing the delicious soup, Xingyi practically started drooling. She immediately latched onto Chen Yu, whining, Big brother, I'm hungry too. I want some. Chen Yu got flustered. His tone was gruff, but he couldn't hide his fondness for her. Always with the big brother. Are you a hen about to lay an egg or something? Just wait a second. I'll make you a bowl. Xingyi jumped for joy and hugged his head tightly, pulling his face right into her chest. I knew it. Big brother always treats me the best. Su Jiao watched the new girl, Qiang Wei, devour her noodles and walked over, her curiosity piqued. Qiang Wei. You're in such a rush to get to the city hospital. Is something wrong? As soon as she finished eating, Chiang Wei shot up, giving a hasty reply. I have to get there before sunrise, no matter what. Meanwhile, Chen Yu was fully immersed in his role as a master chef. As he cooked, he hummed. A sprinkle of green onions. The very soul of the dish. Suddenly, a slender hand grabbed him by the ear. Chiang Wei dragged him away urgently. There's no time. You're coming with me now. Panicked, Chen Yu just had enough time to shout to Su Jiao. You're in charge here. I'll be back. A bewildered Su Jiao could only wave. Be careful out there. Bei Wei, watching from the sofa, seemed to read her mind. Don't worry, she comforted. A troublemaker like him has at least 9 lives. Chen Yu and Chiang Wei quickly left the building. Dressed in long rain ponchos, they stood before a single motorcycle. Chiang Wei asked hesitantly, Please don't tell me you expect this thing to actually run. Chen Yu just laughed, pounding his chest confidently. And why wouldn't it? This is my ride. It can handle any road. Furious at his ridiculous claim, Chiang Wei snapped. What's wrong with you? Did evolution skip over your brain? It's an electric bike with only half a charge. How is that supposed to get us anywhere? Are you messing with me? Anger point soared by 336. Chen Yu just smirked, inwardly pleased. I have over 2 million points. Trading for a fully charged bike is nothing. He pointed at her with a dead serious expression. My friend, do you believe in the light? Already in a rush, Chiang Wei had no patience for his nonsense and sent her fist flying straight into his cheek. Believe in this, she yelled. Fury points skyrocketed to 422. Chen Yu collapsed, clutching his swelling cheek, feeling utterly wronged. Man, this girl packs a punch. But Chiang Wei was even more furious, turning to leave. I can't believe I was stupid enough to trust a lowlife like you. But as she turned, before she could even take a step, she froze. There, right in front of her, Chen Yu sat on a brand new, fully powered motorcycle. His voice was strained with irritation. Well, beautiful? Are you getting on? Reluctantly, Chiang Wei got on and held on tight as they sped off into the acid rain. After riding for a while, she noticed something odd. Hey, how come the acid rain isn't corroding the bike? Chen Yu's reply was dripping with sarcasm. Do you just have those eyes for show? Use them. Even my jacket is resistant to acid rain. So what's so strange about the bike being resistant too? Chiang Wei sulked, pouting. How was I supposed to know? He found her reaction amusing. Chen Yu chuckled and hit the accelerator, sending up a spray of rain and dust. Hold on tight. Your big bro is about to give you a tour of the apocalypse. Chiang Wei slowly began to relax. The corner of her mouth twitched into a small smile at his childish antics. We're in the middle of an apocalypse, and yet he has this positive attitude. Just how much power is he hiding? She whispered to herself. Father, could he be the savior? The one you told me about? A system notification exposed her inner thoughts. Chiang Wei's favorability has increased by 10. It was now 10 o'clock. Once the task was complete, Chiang Wei's supplies and spending limit would be multiplied 100-fold and deposited into her personal space. Chen Yu's spirits soared as he commanded, System, finalize the settlement. The results flashed before his eyes. He had earned 1,678 rage points, converting to a 167,800 personal credit limit. His current total was now 210,700. He remained expressionless, simply holding a hand out behind him. Give me the gun on your back. I'll upgrade it for you. Chiang Wei was stunned. You can upgrade weapons too? Instead of answering, Chen Yu gave her a live demonstration. It was a calculated move. Unlocking a few attribute slots wouldn't cost much credit, and he'd get 100 times the refund, plus maybe some affection points. A win-win. They pulled up to the gate of a desolate hospital, where a guard saw them and signaled them to stop. Chiang Wei leaned forward to show her face, demanding, It's me, let us through. But the guard just sneered. I don't care who you are, even if you were the heavenly king himself, it wouldn't matter. He waved his hand dismissively, his words laced with venom. Looking at that seductive face of yours, you're probably riddled with filthy diseases. Get lost. Scram. Stay away from me. Chen Yu's face darkened into a cold mask. If your mouth is that itchy, go rub some Ma Ying Long ointment on it. Don't spew nonsense. The guard just laughed. You've got a sharp tongue for a little punk. Did you just take your laxatives? Without another word, Chen Yu drew his gun and sent the foul-mouthed guard to the afterlife with a single shot. His voice was soft, but terrifying. His mouth was filthy, wasn't it? Chiang Wei silently agreed. Still furious, Chen Yu stepped out of the car and strode over, kicking the body as he cursed. How about some laxatives now? With that done, he slung the gun over his shoulder and scoffed. If you're going to be a human shield, at least look the part. The commotion brought a horde of aggressive guards running out, clubs in hand. Chiang Wei panicked. This is bad. They're all coming out. But Chen Yu calmly raised the gun to his shoulder and took aim. Today, he was going to show her what a god-tier marksman looked like. The first bullet tore through the air, and a ridiculous scene unfolded. Chiang Wei drove, while Chen Yu sat backward, firing relentlessly. The guards chased them as the roar of the gun mixed with their agonizing screams. By the time they reached the clinic, only one guard was left alive. He was frantically begging for his life. The guard dropped to his knees, tears streaming down his face as he pleaded for mercy. But Chen Yu just coldly raised the butt of his rifle, his vicious eyes promising a bloody end. Unconcerned, he and Chiang Wei quickly headed inside. As soon as they pushed open the door to a room, Chiang Wei called out, "Elder Qin." An elderly man with white hair in a lab coat looked up, overjoyed to see a familiar face. "Little Chiang Wei, are you all right? There's acid rain outside. What are you doing here?" She cut him off, speaking urgently. "Never mind that. What's the status of the experiment?" Before he could answer, Chen Yu's flirty voice echoed through the room. "Oh, a pretty nurse has arrived. My heart is all aflutter. Could you give me a little checkup?" Chiang Wei glared, unleashing her signature ear-twisting technique. "I see you've got an itch that needs scratching, don't you?" But Chen Yu seemed to be under a spell, his face turning bright red as he drooled, feeling no pain at all. Elder Qin finally noticed him and asked curiously. Chiang Wei quickly made the introduction. "This is Chen Yu. I only made it here thanks to him." Elder Qin smiled, his eyes lighting up. "Oh, is that so? He's quite impressive." The nurse, Miao Ni, heard this and pouted, her voice dripping with arrogance. "What's so impressive about that? It hasn't been long since the apocalypse started. Surviving until the very end is what's truly impressive." Elder Qin nodded in agreement. "It's not easy to survive. People like Chiang Wei are truly a rare breed." At the mention of Chiang Wei, Miao Ni's face filled with pride. "Of course, our Chiang Wei stands above thousands. He controls resources and connections, unlike some commoner." Chen Yu's ears perked up at that. He sneered. "Are your Chiang Wei's private parts plated in gold or something?" He had poked the hornet's nest. Miao Ni flew into a rage, screaming, "What did you just say?" A system notification popped up. "I see you're jealous." Her rage points have increased by 225. Chen Yu only grew more playful. "Little sister, don't just judge a person by their looks. You might end up eating your own words." Miao Ni put her hands on her hips, looking smug. "My Chiang Wei has endless supplies of rice, flour, and oil, even in the apocalypse. He even brought me steamed flour buns this morning. Can you do that? Don't think I don't know you're just cozying up to my sister to leech off her resources." The familiar accusation left Chen Yu speechless. He glanced at a guilty-looking Chiang Wei and smirked. "This time it's about flour buns, huh? You two sisters really are two peas in a pod." Chiang Wei felt helpless and tried to enlighten her sister. "Flour buns? Miao Ni, let me tell you, Chen Yu's group eats beef noodles." But Miao Ni just laughed even harder. "Sis, are you so hungry you're starting to hallucinate? Supplies are monopolized now. Everyone gets their ration. A normal family gets 2 bundles of noodles, and that's it. As for beef, even my Chiang Wei can't get his hands on that." Annoyed, Chen Yu pushed her head lightly. "Did you just crawl out from under a rock? Why are your ideas so primitive?" Miao Ni was left speechless. The system announced plus 376 rage points. Elder Qin, who had been watching, curiously interjected. "Young brother, if I may be so bold, is your esteemed father part of the government?" Without a moment's hesitation, he quickly denied it, a glint of cunning in his eyes. Elder Qin fell into deep thought, his brow furrowed, as if dissecting every word. "A merchant, that must be it," he mumbled to himself. Chen Yu waved his finger with an exaggerated flourish. "No, no, no." Miao Ni immediately latched onto Elder Qin's arm, her voice as sweet as honey. "Grandpa, don't ask any more." She shot a sideways glance at Chen Yu, her lips curled in contempt. "As you can see. Model, he's just a bragging thug. Don't waste your time." But Rose, wanting to shatter Daisy's naivety, stepped forward with a serious gaze. "Daisy, do you have any idea how foolish you're being? Chen Yu is." But before she could finish, Daisy cut her off, her voice dripping with triumph. "Oh, big sister, I know you're just jealous that Victor Sung chose me. Don't worry, for the sake of our friendship, I can ask Victor not to hold a grudge and even toss you a charity meal." The words barely left her lips when a sharp slap cracked through the air, snapping Daisy's head to the side. The one who struck her was none other than Chen Yu. Here, have a reward on me. Let's see if you can still run that mouth of yours. Daisy clutched her cheek, her eyes blazing with fury as she screamed, You're just a street punk. How dare you hit me? The system flashed. Her anger point skyrocketed to 558. Chen Yu merely scoffed, his gaze as sharp as a blade. If it weren't for your grandfather, I'd slap you again. Who are you trying to fool with this princess act? You think you're royalty? What kind of high-class hostess club do you work at? Daisy crumbled to the floor, his insults carving into her pride. All she could do was scream empty threats. You bastard, you are so dead. The system blinked again. Her anger points surged by another 637. You dare offend me? My Victor Sung is from the Hao group. All I have to do is say the word, and you'll vanish from this city. Chen Yu immediately feigned a look of pure terror. His expression was wildly theatrical, his voice high-pitched like a girl's. The Hao group? You don't mean the biggest corporation in our entire city, do you? Oh, I'm so scared. He then pretended to gag, letting out a loud, contemptuous sound of disgust. At that exact moment, 3 young men stormed in. Their leader yelled, his voice filled with shock, as if he had just witnessed something world-shattering. Daisy, seeing her lifeline, immediately threw herself into his arms, abandoning all dignity with a whiny, aggrieved voice. Honey, they were bullying me. Victor Sung's face tensed up, and he roared with concern. Who dares to bully my woman? Are they tired of living? Both Chen Yu and Rose couldn't help but smirk at the ridiculous spectacle before them. Daisy didn't miss her chance, pointing directly at Chen Yu. Honey, it was him. That bastard made a move on me, and when I rejected him, he hit me. Victor Sung's eyes flared with rage as he barked an order at his 2 bodyguards. What are you standing there for? Get him! The 2 men threw their fists, charging straight for Chen Yu. But strangely, he stood, perfectly still, not even bothering to dodge or defend himself. The moment the bodyguards touched him, their faces went pale, and they froze like statues. It was as if an invisible current had surged through them, paralyzing their entire nervous systems. Then, on the backs of their hands, bright red welts appeared, swelling up instantly. Piercing screams echoed, shattering the hospital's quiet atmosphere. Chen Yu remained, perfectly fine, feigning concern with a voice dripping in sarcasm. Oh dear, are you 2 gentlemen all right? The result was truly beyond anyone's imagination. Daisy shrieked in a mix of panic and fury. What's wrong with you 2? Cripple him. Cripple him now. Her anger points jumped by another 115. Victor Sung's face turned black as thunder, equally enraged. One of the bodyguards, his eyes filled with malice, decided to risk it all. He pulled out a large knife and lunged straight at Chen Yu. He leaped high, planning to bring the blade down on him. But as he closed in, Chen Yu moved like a lightning flash. Planting 1 foot on the ground, he unleashed a kick, with perfect precision, striking the bodyguard's most vulnerable area. A dry, sickening crack echoed, like an eggshell shattering. The bodyguard cried out, in agony, feeling as if his very soul had been kicked into the afterlife. Chen Yu held his pose, his voice apologetic, but his eyes filled with pure mockery. Whoops, my sincerest apologies. It was just a conditioned reflex. Shall we go again? Victor Sung's face was livid as he screamed insults at his guards. Useless. You're both completely useless. Rose could no longer stand his vile behavior, her voice cutting through the air. Let's expose Victor Sung. You only approached Daisy because you want to steal today's gene experiment data to become the #1 superhuman, to monopolize the technology, and rule the post-apocalyptic world. Isn't that right? Victor Sung was rendered speechless, unable to form a single denial. Meanwhile, Daisy, still mesmerized by his deceitful gaze, stubbornly defended him. Stop talking nonsense. Victor truly loves me. The genetic data is the result of my grandfather's and my hard work. Since Victor is my future husband, giving it to him is the natural thing to do. Chen Yu sneered, his voice as cold as ice and laced with mockery. How fascinating. This is the first time I've seen a fox offer to guard the henhouse. The chicken not only seasoned itself, but also volunteered its entire family to become a grand feast for the fox. Daisy immediately shot back, her eyes burning with the need to protect the beast beside her. Shut your mouth. Victor is nothing like you say. The system flashed again, her anger point soaring by another 267. Suddenly, from out of nowhere, Chen Yu produced a stack of documents, holding them up with a knowing smile. Don't believe me? Take a look at this. He waved the papers, his tone shifting, as if to bargain. Hey, this is the data you want. I'll give it to you if you let me and my friends walk. What do you say? Mr. Chin's eyes widened, his heart pounding in shock. Since when did he have that data? Rose couldn't contain her fury, pointing directly at Chen Yu. Chiang Wei's voice was laced with poison. I can't believe you're this kind of person. The system pinged. Her rage point surged by 338. Chiang Wei, however, looked utterly triumphant, tilting his chin with pure arrogance. You're an interesting little punk. Hand over the documents, and I'll let you live. Standing beside him, Miao Ni sneered mockingly. And here I was, thinking you were somebody special. Turns out you're just another coward. Hey sister, she taunted. No wonder you two stick together. Trash always finds trash. She cackled, watching with satisfaction as Chen Yu and Chiang Wei made the exchange. A sense of utter betrayal washed over Chiang Wei. Pure, unadulterated hatred boiled in her heart. She gritted her teeth, making a silent vow. Chen Yu, if I make it out of this alive, I swear I will end you. Miao Ni, however, was ecstatic. Her eyes gleamed as Chiang Wei carefully flipped through the pages. After a few tense moments, his features finally relaxed. A satisfied smirk spread across his face. Chiang Wei shot Miao Ni a sinister glance, then gave a cold, simple command. Men, send them on their way. Still oblivious to his true nature, Miao Ni just clung to his arm, her voice dripping with glee. Sorry, but I'm not some naive fool. From the very beginning, Chiang Wei and we've always been the same kind of people. You call me a princess? Chen Yu crossed his arms, his gaze filled with contempt. Funny. I see someone who clearly wasn't born with a silver spoon. His comeback was merciless. A real princess can afford to have a tantrum. What you have is more like a terminal case of emotional incontinence. The insult struck a nerve. Miao Ni's face turned purple with rage. She turned to Chiang Wei, whining. Honey, look at him. I want you to use him as a test subject for your new scalpel. The system flashed again. Her rage points shot up by 255. All of it aimed directly at Chen Yu. Chiang Wei wrapped an arm around Miao Ni, his eyes blazing with menace. He roared at his bodyguards. You heard my wife. What are you waiting for? Take him out. But before they could even move, Chen Yu raised a hand. His voice was calm, but held an icy edge. Hold on. Miao Ni shot him a smug, contemptuous glare. What's wrong? Finally scared? It's a little too late for that. Chen Yu casually cracked his knuckles, one by one. A smirk played on his lips. Sorry to disappoint you, but ever since this apocalypse started, I've forgotten what fear even feels like. Miao Ni was convinced he was just bluffing. The sheer arrogance of it made her furious. She wanted nothing more than to crush him. The gene experiment data is ours now. Let's see how long that tough guy act lasts. But her moment of triumph was fleeting. In a split second, with nothing but a thought, Chen Yu used his invisible power to reclaim the entire stack of documents. He tossed the file right at Miao Ni's feet. My apologies. But now, it's not. The documents vanished from Chiang Wei's grasp. His eyes widened in pure panic. How? Since when could you do that? Miao Ni snapped out of it first, screaming at the guards. What are you idiots staring at? Get it back, now. As if to stir the pot even further, Chen Yu ignored Mr. Chin's horrified expression. With a flick of his wrist, a small flame erupted from his hand, incinerating the documents right before their eyes. Get what back? Chiang Wei let out a horrified roar. He lunged forward, completely losing control. He's insane. He's completely insane. Stop him. But it was far too late. Without a moment's hesitation, Chen Yu summoned a long rope. It moved like a living serpent, instantly binding the entire group. They collapsed in a heap, screaming in absolute terror. What is this thing? After effortlessly neutralizing them, Chen Yu dusted off his hands. His voice was a mix of satisfaction and pure sarcasm. There, now nobody gets it. Chiang Wei, who had been silent this whole time, finally erupted. She pointed a trembling finger right in his face. Chen Yu, have you lost your mind? Do you have any idea how important that data was? The system pinged. Her rage point spiked by another 338. Chen Yu suddenly grabbed her by the shoulders. His gaze was dead serious. Do you believe in the light? Just like that, Chiang Wei's fury vanished. She froze, completely stunned. It was strange. This time, she didn't even try to punch him. Averting her gaze, she stammered, I do. And in the next second, Chen Yu burst out laughing. His voice was filled with mockery. You actually fell for that? You're an idiot. The light died in Chiang Wei's eyes. Her voice turned as cold as the grave. You think this is funny? The system chimed in. Her rage points shot up by 88. Chen Yu was completely oblivious to the danger. He was too busy admiring his score. A blue screen flickered in his vision. Total harvest, 4,950 rage points. converting to 469,500 personal credits. Current credits, 2,020,000. And at that exact moment, Jiang Wei grabbed him by the ear. She yanked hard, growling through her teeth. I am talking to you. Stop with the mysterious act. Still lost in his calculations, Chen Yu barely reacted. A small smirk touched his lips. He turned, gently removed her hand, and said with casual confidence, Relax. The gene data is inside me. Hearing this, Mr. Qin gasped in astonishment. Young man, are you a medical researcher as well? Before Chen Yu could answer, Miao Ni cut in rudely, pressing against Chong Wei. You? A researcher? Old man, if you weren't so senile. Chong Wei and I could have at least preserved this technology for the future. So, are you satisfied now? Chen Yu crouched down, poking her forehead. His smile was razor sharp, and every word was a warning. Words have consequences. Just because your brain is broken doesn't mean you can run your mouth without thinking. Completely unrepentant, Miao Ni shrieked back. You're the one with the broken brain, the system pinged. Her rage points climbed even higher, plus 219. Chen Yu feigned terror, but his smirk was pure provocation. So ferocious. I've already had my rabies shot, you know. You think a rabid dog like you scares me? Fury blazed in Miao Ni's eyes as she jutted her chin out defiantly. If you have the guts, untie these ropes, the system pinged. Her rage points surged by another 359. But before she could finish, Chen Yu interrupted, his voice cutting like glass. Emotional control issues? Coming from a cheap escort like you? You can't even admit it. A few words and your ego shatters. Pathetic. Your mental game is weak. Miao Ni shrieked, her face turning crimson with rage. Chen Yu, this isn't over, the system chimed in. Her rage points skyrocketed to 543. Chen Yu was pleased with his harvest, a mocking grin spreading across his face. I was just spitballing. Don't have a complete meltdown over it. Miao Ni ground her teeth, her face flushed, but she forced herself to swallow her fury. Another 752 points. She had no choice but to bide her time, her burning glare promising a painful death. Chen Yu, just wait. When Hao Ye's men get here, I'm going to snap your neck myself and kick your corpse off this building. Meanwhile, Chu Jiao was sitting listlessly on the sofa, her expression clouded with worry. Xing, fresh from a shower, saw her and spoke with concern. Sister Chu Jiao, did you not sleep at all last night? Chu Jiao's reply was barely a whisper. I couldn't sleep. Xing tried to reassure her. Don't worry about him. He's on a whole other level. Anyone who messes with him is the one who ends up sorry. So, what do you want for breakfast? She tried to change the subject, but got no response. After a moment of silence, Xing turned back, feeling puzzled. Sister? Only the click of the door latch answered her. Chu Jiao was gone. Xing rushed to the door in a panic, just in time to see Chu Jiao sprinting away. Unable to stop her, Xing muttered helplessly, the hospital is so far from here. It's crawling with danger out there. What is she thinking? Just then, a groggy Beiwei appeared behind her, letting out a massive yawn. What's with all the racket? You in a hurry to get to a funeral or something? Xing whipped around, furious. You rotten brat. What kind of nonsense? Are you spewing? He took you in and gave you everything, and you have the nerve to wish him dead? You ungrateful little snake. But Beiwei didn't back down an inch, tilting her head to sneer back. He killed my brother. Am I supposed to be grateful for that? Xing let out a weary sigh, giving up. I can't deal with this right now. Sister Chu Jiao was worried about him. She just ran outside. Beiwei's jaw dropped as she finally understood. What? Back at the hospital, Elder Qin's voice cut through the silence, filled with utter amazement. Chen Yu, my boy, can you truly evolve human genes? Chen Yu answered with absolute confidence. Elder Qin, rest assured. Even if you don't trust me, surely you trust little Xiang Wei's judgment? Anyway, after that whole ordeal, you must be starving. Let's have some breakfast. In an instant, a lavish feast appeared out of thin air. Steaming hot buns, rich soy milk, tea leaf eggs, savory pork congee, century eggs, and even fresh shrimp dumplings. Elder Qin's eyes widened in disbelief at the scene. Miao Ni stared, unable to process what she was seeing. How is this possible? This is the apocalypse. Resources are supposed to be completely controlled, and besides, this all just appeared out of thin air. A shocking thought ignited in her mind. Could Chen Yu be an awakened? This incredible display made Li Chongwei do a complete 180. His voice was dripping with flattery. Brother, my brother, I was out of line earlier. I was running my mouth too much. I was blind not to see your greatness. Please forgive me. From this day forward, This Li Chongwei will be your loyal dog. Whatever you say, I'll do. Chen Yu casually popped a dumpling in his mouth, a dangerous smile playing on his lips. Is that right? You'll do? Anything? To his surprise, Miao Ni also changed her tune, her voice suddenly turning sweet as honey. Brother-in-law, I'm willing to do anything too. And besides, I know a lot more tricks than my sister does. Chen Yu leaned in close, his voice dripping with sarcasm. Then give me a little demonstration. Miao Ni stammered, completely flustered. Here? He let out a cold laugh, his gaze turning icy. What's the matter? Feeling shy all of a sudden? I thought your face was made of steel plate, and your sense of decency was optional. Miao Ni swallowed her rage, forcing a brittle smile onto her face. You bastard, she thought. You rotten pig. I give you an inch, and you walk all over me. The system pinged. Anger points up by 553. Xiang Wei, who had been silent, finally spoke up, her tone a sharp warning. Stop messing around. Li Chongwei isn't back yet. That means Hao Ye's people are definitely going to make a move. But Chen Yu just sounded smug and dismissive. What's there to be scared of? Whether they're rats or roaches, I'll just exterminate them all. Xiang Wei grew heated, snapping at him. Chen Yu, I know you're skilled, but Hao Ye's crown prince has trained in elite martial arts since he was a child. He's a master fighter. If we go up against him, we're dead for sure. Just as the words left her mouth, a threatening voice boomed from outside. Listen up, you rats inside. Hand over the gene research data peacefully. If you don't, this entire hospital building is coming down in 1 minute. In the courtyard below, a man in flashy clothes was yelling into a megaphone. You have 30 seconds left. One of his underlings asked curiously. Third master, why don't we just rush them? The man shot him a look of pure contempt. You want to end up like the last group? The subordinate stammered. But, Manager Li, already went in. If we just wait, doesn't it make us look scared? The third master smacked him on the back of the head. He's an idiot. Are you one, too? Inside, Xiang Wei peeked through the window, her face pale. This is bad. Xiao Baiye himself is downstairs. I'll hold them off. You guys use that chance to escape. But Chen Yu was still calmly enjoying his breakfast. What's the rush? An army marches on its stomach, after all. My dear, eat your breakfast. Ivy gritted her teeth in fury. Are you serious? How can you think about food at a time like this? Before he could reply, Mr. Qin spoke up, his voice heavy with sacrifice. The documents are already destroyed. Xiao Baiye needs me now. Just let me hold them off. All of you, go, Chongwei roared, his face darkening with rage. Enough with the arguments. None of you are getting out of here today. So you better let me go now. Treat me like a king, and then send your master off with respect. Chen Yu, completely fed up, slammed his boot into the man's face. Do you ever shut up? Miao Ni screamed with all her might. Crown Prince, we're in the third-floor lab. The guard beside him spoke up, his voice filled with excitement. Third master, let's hurry up and save them. Annoyed by that cheerful attitude, Baiye delivered a thunderous slap across the man's cheek. His eyes were like ice, his tone dripping with venom. Are you that desperate for a meal? You'll swallow any piece of trash you find? Men, bring me the explosives. Just as the order was given, Chen Yu appeared as if from thin air. He strode forward with a mocking grin. The Crown Prince of Hao Ye. You truly live up to your powerful reputation. Behind Baiye, several guards were hauling bulky cardboard boxes. He narrowed his eyes, his gaze a silent threat aimed at Chen Yu. Go back and tell your master what it will take to get the documents. Otherwise, prepare to die. Chen Yu feigned innocence, tilting his head. My master? Baiye clearly misunderstood, his expression filled with disdain. How else could one man kill so many of my people? In all of Jiang City, there are only 3 major powers. It couldn't possibly be a weakling like you. Chen Yu's lips curled into a smirk, enjoying the game a little longer. And what if I told you that I was the one who killed all of them? Without another word, Baiyi lashed out, landing a swift, brutal punch. Caught off guard, Chen Yu went sprawling onto the grass. Blood poured from his nose as he reflexively clutched his face, cursing internally. Damn it, Baiye just sneered, his voice dripping with sarcasm. Kid, in this apocalypse, being a smartass isn't always the best survival strategy. Though struggling, Chen Yu's defiant spirit was unbroken. He let out a cold snort, his tone full of mockery. The great crown prince of Hao Ye, so this is all the power you have. The words were like fuel to a fire. The very air around Baiye seemed to warp with killing intent. Are you asking to die? The chaos outside sent a storm of emotions through those in the lab. Ivy was frantic with worry, ready to charge out. No, I have to go help him. Thankfully, Mr. Qin held her back. his calm voice a steady anchor. "Little Ivy, don't be so rash. I've lived long enough to be a good judge of character, I can tell. This Chen Yu is no ordinary man. He doesn't seem like someone who'd blindly run to his own death." But Chong Wei seized the chance to crush their spirits. "It's over. Stop deluding yourselves. Mr. Chin, you'd be better off using your time to write another copy of those documents. That's your only chance of survival." Miao Ni saw her opening, her voice laced with sarcasm and a hint of a deal. "Big sister, we're all family here. Just admit your own failings. Say that you're not as good as me. And I might just put in a good word with the Crown Prince to spare all of you. How does that sound?" But Ivy wasn't falling for it, her question sharp as a blade. "And you think Xiao Baiye actually cares what you have to say?" Miao Ni's confidence soared as she instantly shot back. "Of course he does." Without missing a beat, she began to shamelessly brag. "The line of men pursuing me could stretch from here to the capital." Ivy's gaze was like a dagger, her retort merciless. "That's not a sign of your charm. It's a sign of their low standards." The devastating blow sent Miao Ni into a defensive rage. You're just jealous of me." But Ivy paid her no mind, simply turning her back and walking away. Being ignored only made Miao Ni even more furious. She struggled against her restraints, screaming hysterically. "Ivy Chu, what's your problem? You get back here." As chaotic as it was inside, the tension outside was reaching a breaking point. Baiye unleashed a vicious hook kick aimed right at Chen Yu's gut. He barely managed to dodge the deadly attack. He scoffed, ordering his men forward. "Humph, you don't know your own limits. Men, get the explosives." A chorus of voices answered. "Yes, sir." Pushed to his limit, Chen Yu gasped for air, dropping to one knee before shouting. "Wait." Baiye acted magnanimous. "Kid, I'll admit, your physique isn't bad. But if you try to stop me, I can send you to your grave in under 3 moves. Chen Yu let out a fearless smirk, a plan forming in his eyes. "Fine by me. 3 moves is more than enough time to finish all of you." Before Baiye could even reply, his top guard burst out laughing and charged forward to attack. "Kid, did you get hit too hard in the head? You can't even take 3 of my moves, and you think you can finish us in 3? I can take you down in a single blow." Suddenly, Ivy rushed out, bravely shielding Chen Yu with her own body. She took the devastating hit meant for him. Run, but the force of the blow was too strong, sending her stumbling backward right on top of him. "Damn it," Ivy groaned, rubbing her head. But she made no effort to get up, letting Chen Yu bear her full, crushing weight. He couldn't stop himself from yelling. "What do you normally use to eat? A dumbbell?" Ivy furiously screamed back. "Is this really the time for jokes?" The system flashed. Her anger points increased by 225. Watching from the sidelines, Baiye scoffed at the ridiculous scene. "Seriously, kid? You think you can take us on by hiding behind a woman?" One of his guards sneered in agreement, his voice dripping with sarcasm. "I thought this guy was supposed to be something special, but it turns out he's just another freeloader." As Chen Yu and Xiang Wei struggled back to their feet, the henchman's taunts grew even louder. "A coward who hides behind a woman wants to fight us? Pathetic. Just die already." "So shameless," another jeered. "If I were him, I would have found a hole to crawl into by now." Seething, Chen Yu suppressed his rage and commanded inwardly, "System, tally the points." A screen instantly appeared before him, showing a total of 2,926 anger points acquired. This converted to 292,600 in personal credit. Gritting his teeth, he quickly calculated. He was still 300 points short. Suddenly, he turned and snapped directly at Xiang Wei. "Get out of the way. Stop interfering with my moment." Xiang Wei, who was only trying to help, was stunned by his coldness and immediately screamed back, "Chen Yu!" The system pinged. Her anger points spiked by 266. "What are you trying to prove at a time like this?" she pleaded desperately. "Xiao Baiye is not someone you can handle. Get out of here." Chen Yu shot her a sideways glare and snarled, "I told you to get lost. Are you deaf?" Tears welled up in Xiang Wei's eyes, a wave of humiliation washing over her. She didn't hesitate any longer and turned to leave. "Fine. If you want to die, I'll let you." Thanks to that, the system added another 118 anger points. She walked away, sobbing, a truly pitiful sight. Seeing this, Baiye finally gave the order to finish him. Without hesitation, his men charged straight for Chen Yu. But he just stood there, not even bothering to dodge, muttering just loud enough for himself to hear. "System, finalize the tally." Right at that moment, an elegant woman stepped out of a sleek car, flanked by a respectful bodyguard. "Xiao Baiye, is this the entertaining show you wanted me to see?" Her icy voice made Baiye scratch his neck awkwardly. "Ziyu. The system flickered, displaying information. Gao Ziyu, eldest daughter of Jiangcheng's three great families. Class. Anger value. 10 times that of a normal person. Instead of focusing on the info, Chen Yu was captivated by her appearance. His face flushed slightly as he wondered, why does this woman have such a high anger value right off the bat? Is she just naturally hot-tempered? Xiang Wei, unable to read his thoughts, was fuming. What are you staring at? The system dinged. Her anger points increased by 298. Ziyu calmly walked forward, extending a hand. Hello, Mr. Chen. I am Gao Ziyu. Chen Yu replied curtly. Chen Yu. Xiang Wei stood nearby, arms crossed, muttering, pervert, acting all serious. Just then, Old Man Qin's appearance surprised Ziyu. She bowed happily and initiated the conversation. It's a pleasure to meet you, sir. Your gene modification technology is truly incredible. If you're willing to share this technology, it could change this entire apocalyptic world. Hearing this, Chen Yu immediately interjected with a sarcastic jab. Oh, so no one else can have it? Only your Gao family can change the world with it? Ziyu didn't get angry, explaining confidently. The Gao family possesses a top-tier gene research team, highly regarded by the upper class. We have all the necessary supplies, technology, and connections. We are the prime choice in this apocalypse. Chen Yu scoffed, retorting, You talk a big game. Why don't you just research it yourselves? This time, Ziyu's patience wore thin. Mr. Chen, please stop causing trouble for no reason. A spark of fury ignited within her, and her anger value shot up by 2,276 points. She turned back, her gaze firm, and continued to persuade him. Old Man Qin, I hope you will consider this seriously. Whatever your demands, our Gao family can meet them. Before he could answer, Chen Yu cut in again, his tone full of insinuation. Miss, you're talking to the wrong person. Annoyed by the constant interruptions, Ziyu finally exploded, her face flushing with anger. She whipped around and yelled at Chen Yu, Mr. Chen, I am speaking with Old Man Qin. Please have some decency. Her fury only intensified, and her rage value soared, adding another 3,379 points. Seeing the tension, Old Man Qin finally spoke up sheepishly, his voice low with embarrassment. The gene modification technique I researched is actually a bit lacking. His words left Ziyu stunned, her eyes wide with disbelief. What? She spun back to Old Man Qin, unable to believe what she'd just heard. But then, Xiao Baiye, who had been silent and almost forgotten, suddenly let out a low, irritated growl. Hey, all of you. He was sitting amidst a pile of explosive barrels, each word ground out from between his teeth. Are you done talking yet? Ziyu, blazing with fury, immediately turned on him. Xiao Baiye, what is the meaning of this? He flicked a lighter, and a small flame sparked to life. His cold eyes glinted with a clear threat. Hand over the gene modification data, or no one leaves here alive. Ziyu was shocked by his move, her anger flaring uncontrollably. She screamed, Xiao Baiye, you're trying to take it all for yourself. He didn't even bother to hide it, his true colors finally showing. Once I have this data, forget your Gao family. Even the Wang family of the capital will have to bow down to me. Chen Yu, completely unfazed, put a hand on his hip and called him out, acting so arrogant. It's obvious you have the Beastmen Association backing you. Enraged, Xiao Baiye whipped out a gun and aimed it straight at Chen Yu. Chen Yu, he snarled, his voice lacking any real threat. You're nothing but a loud-mouthed junkie. I've been patient with you for far too long. You think I'm some kind of pushover? But Chen Yu just beamed, a shy smile spreading across his face. This is my first time taking someone down with me. I'm actually kind of excited. The mockery sent Xiao Baiye into a blind rage. He roared at his bodyguards. What are you waiting for? Seize them and lock them in the room. Now. His men moved instantly. Chen Yu was the last one shoved inside, a kick to his back sending him stumbling. Get in there. They were all trapped in the same room. The tense atmosphere was suffocating, but the silence didn't last. Chi Yu was the first to explode, shattering the quiet. Chen Yu, I can't believe you stole old Chin's research data, but then you tried to use Xiao Baiye to get rid of us, while you planned to use your ability to escape unscathed. What a brilliant scheme. Qiang Wei chimed in, her tone dripping with sarcasm. You're giving him way too much credit. His brain isn't that complex. You really think he's capable of that? At that moment, Chi Yu's rage hit its peak, her fury value skyrocketing to 3,378 points. Chen Yu put on a pathetic act, shooting a glance at Qiang Wei. He cursed inwardly. You're the simple-minded one. Your entire family must be single-celled organisms. No wonder you can read my mind so easily. Seeing them bicker back and forth only fueled Chi Yu's anger. We're about to die and you two have time to flirt? Her rage value shot up another 289 points. Old Chen, however, remained calm as ever, looking at the young heroes with unwavering faith. I have faith in Chen Yu's abilities. I'm certain we'll escape this building safely. Hearing this, Chen Yu finally calmed down and nodded. If old Chen says so, I'll trust you just this once. Outside, Xiao Baiye had stacked barrels of explosives, a long fuse carefully set in place. Without a moment's hesitation, he lit the fuse. The flame snaked its way down the line, and in an instant, a raging inferno consumed everything. Xiao Baiye gloated with satisfaction. Go to hell. If I can't become an ability user, then none of you will either. His right-hand man looked concerned. Third Master, you said that junkie kid is cocky because of his ability. Are you sure these explosives can actually kill him? Xiao Baiye just sneered, his confidence absolute. Ability? Who cares about some stupid ability? I've got a ton of explosives. If even a single bone of his is left, I'll do a handstand while washing my hair. But as he boasted, a familiar, mocking voice echoed from within the thick smoke. Then you'd better stock up on shampoo. Xiao Baiye froze. He spun around, his face a mask of pure terror. Chen Yu's arrogant taunt cut through the air once more. Don't play with fire, you might just wet the bed tonight. Behind him, Chen Yu and the rest of the group stood completely unharmed. A wave of panic finally washed over Xiao Baiye, his eyes darting around wildly. What is this kid? A monster. Chen Yu stepped forward, her voice as cold as ice. Xiao Baiye, you've lost. But did he really think it would be that easy? He roared in defiance. You're all looking down on me, Xiao Baiye. At his command, his bodyguards raised their weapons in unison. But Chen Yu just shot them a look of utter contempt. You think those pathetic toys can stop us? You really don't know your place. She leaned in and whispered to Chen Yu. Doesn't your Azure Phantom have a cooldown? He replied in a nonchalant whisper. I have no idea. His casual answer made the color drain from her face. What? Just then, Xiao Baiye roared his command. Fire! Chen Yu reacted in a flash, thinking on his feet. With so many guns, we can't outrun them. I've got no choice but to go all out. Suddenly, the weapons in the guards' hands began to transform. Deadly firearms became harmless water pistols. The men stared dumbfounded at the toys in their hands. What is this? What just happened? Xiao Baiye screamed in disbelief. What? Chen Yu just smirked, his voice dripping with mockery. Third Master, did you pick up this arsenal at the toy store downstairs? You've got quite the collection. Then, a sharp voice cut in from the side. All eyes turned to the source. Hey, I think you're looking for these. It was Chen Wei, who had appeared out of nowhere, casually holding a massive pile of their actual firearms. She leaned coolly against their getaway truck. Xiao Baiye was livid, his face turning purple with rage, but Chen Yu couldn't be bothered to respond. He just glanced up at the sky, muttering, "The weather's turning." He spun around, his voice now urgent. "We have to go. Now!" The truck tore down the road at a breakneck speed. Kui looked up at the sky and screamed in terror. "Boss, the acid rain is starting again." Chen Yu's command was immediate and absolute. "Roll up the windows. Head straight for Jiangcheng Elementary. I'll handle the acid rain." Despite his confidence, Chen Yu immediately shot him down. "No way! We can't go to Jiangcheng Elementary. That whole area is a Class A danger zone. Even the stray cats there have mutated. Going in there is a death sentence." Qiang Wei's face went pale. She stammered, "Huh? Doesn't that mean there'll be a ton of zombies there?" Chen Yu just grinned, his resolve unshaken. "Exactly. So what are we waiting for? Step on it." An inferno of rage erupted from Chen Yu. She grabbed him by the collar and screamed, "I already told you, it's a Class A zone. If you want to get yourself killed, go alone." Her rage value spiked to 4,498 points. Qiang Wei cut in nervously. "The acid rain. It's starting to fall." Then, filled with curiosity, she asked, "Big brother, why exactly are we going there? Jiangcheng Elementary?" Old Chin, from the back seat, noticed something else entirely. This acid rain is highly corrosive, and yet this iron car is completely unharmed. He nodded slowly, a glint of admiration in his eyes. Chen Yu truly was anything but simple. Chen Yu suddenly grew thoughtful, as if it just dawned on him. Someone's family must be there. Is that it? Chen Yu's voice cut in, with a rare seriousness. Everyone, in an age like this, my strength alone is not enough. I will awaken everyone's potential, so you can all protect the ones you love and survive in this new world. Qiang Wei popped her head from the back seat, cutting in. So, can you get off the chair first? At that exact moment, in a corner of Jiangcheng Elementary, terrified screams echoed through the halls. A group of children cowered before a crazed, mutated black cat. Xiao Mo, don't do this, they trembled. We haven't eaten in a day either. Don't come any closer. But the cat had lost all reason. It shrieked and lunged. Thankfully, a figure intervened just in time and struck down the monster right before their eyes. The two children stared blankly as its body collapsed, their hearts still pounding with terror. Chiang Wei clutched a giant marble, standing tall and proud. Her voice was firm and reassuring. Everyone, don't be afraid. I'm here now. Even if zombies show up, they'll have to get a few of these to the head first. Hours earlier, right after Chen Yu's declaration, he had turned to Chiang Wei with a curious gaze. Miss Chiang Wei, you go first. What's your specialty? She pondered for a moment before answering hesitantly. I've played marbles since I was a kid and never lost. Does that count as a specialty? Chen Yu nodded instantly, handing her an unusually large marble. Of course it does. Eat this. Not only will you have infinite marbles, but their power will grow along with your skill. Back in the present, the children gazed at Chiang Wei, their eyes shining with renewed hope. Miss, are you here to save us? Her tone became serious. As long as you listen to me, I will do everything I can to help you. Then she pressed them for information. Have you seen a student named Chen Yu from class 3 to 1? The two children answered in unison, their voices timid. No, miss. Suddenly, a blood-curdling scream erupted from the other end of the hall. Chiang Wei quickly materialized 3 marbles. You two stay right here, don't move, she ordered. I'm going to check it out. She dashed forward and kicked the door open with a heroic flourish. This young lady has arrived, but inside was Ah Chow, who had somehow gotten there first, holding a girl's hand, his voice thick with infatuation. Don't be scared, miss. I'm here. I promise I won't let anything hurt you. Chiang Wei's blood boiled with absolute fury. Are you serious? She roared. Hitting on girls at a time like this? Her rage value spiked to 337. After a while, the group calmed down and gathered to exchange information. Chiang Wei summarized their findings. So, none of you know where Chen Yu is? A teacher spoke up, her voice weary. After the apocalypse began, we were trapped in here. The food in the cafeteria ran out long ago. She paused, her eyes widening with panic. And this morning, some strange people and mutated animals broke in. They attacked and bit anyone they saw. A chill ran down their spines. The school had descended into utter chaos. Suddenly, a strange sound from upstairs made Chiang Wei leap to her feet. Ah, Chow, stay here. I'm going to check it out. She bolted, up the stairs, her steps urgent and her heart pounding. As she burst through the door, she found Chen Yu pinning a man to the ground, his voice dripping with venom. Hurry up, get up and prove you're not completely useless. Chiang Wei stepped forward, confused. What in the world is going on? Chen Yu was still seething. This worthless fool was running around frantically just 10 minutes ago. He quickly recounted the scene. Yuting, where are you? A voice had answered from a nearby door. Chen Yu immediately rushed over, but was suddenly blocked by a man. Stop right there. What do you think you're doing? Chen Yu stated clearly. I am Chen Yuting's older brother. I'm here to take her home. But the man was determined to be difficult. You say you're her brother? How are you going to prove that? Chen Yu was floored. I pick her up from school every single week, he reasoned. How do you not recognize me? She even calls me brother. How could that be a mistake? The man stubbornly refused. I don't make it a point to recognize just anyone. These are dangerous times. If you can't prove your identity, how can I possibly entrust Yuting to you? Realizing the man was just looking for a fight, Chen Yu's patience vanished. Oh? If we're playing that game, then I suspect you aren't. A teacher here. Unless you can prove it, I'm not leaving these kids with you. Enraged, the man yelled, Children, tell this guy loud and clear who I am. The kids chanted back, Teacher Zhao. The man pointed smugly at Chen Yu. You hear that? Now get lost. Chen Yu's reply was ice cold. If Yuting calling me brother doesn't prove I'm her brother, then a bunch of kids calling you teacher doesn't prove you're a teacher. Teacher Zhao was stunned, speechless by this flawless logic and just screamed, Stop twisting my words. Chen Yu's gaze was sharp and unforgiving. I suspect you're not Teacher Zhao at all. You're probably some kind of brain-shrunken mutant. Call your mother to the school right now to prove that you are you, and that your mother is your mother, and that you're even related. If you can't, I'll smash your head in. Teacher Zhao trembled with uncontrollable rage, raising his fist. Take this, he roared. Don't you think I can smash your head in right now? But Chen Wu effortlessly caught the punch, his grip like iron. Hold on, He turned to the children, his voice steady. Xiao Qing, all of you, get under the table in the corner. Remember to protect your heads. Teacher Zhao's hands trembled as he muttered helplessly. I may be a man of great courage, but isn't this a little much? A moment later, Xiao Qing's voice piped up. Big brother, we're hidden now. Unaware of the danger, Teacher Zhao growled. Hey kid, a real man doesn't hide. Chen Wu's patience snapped. He threw a single punch, kicking up a cloud of dust. His voice was ice as he warned, You should worry about that scrap heap of yours. He shot the man, a mocking glance. If all your precious plants die, maybe you should just stay inside from now on. Pinned to the ground, Teacher Zhao stubbornly raised a hand. I can still save them. Suddenly, a woman's scream sliced through the chaos. Chen Wu's head snapped toward the sound, a confused look on his face. He stared in disbelief, his eyes following the source of the cry. A girl. Of course. It was her. Where did he find the strength to suddenly spring to his feet, shockingly alert? It was Yunlan's voice, cold and familiar, that echoed through the air. But Chen Wu didn't hesitate for a second, delivering a devastatingly powerful kick. Mutants were lurking all around them, yet Teacher Zhao was still only thinking of himself first. Even while struggling for air, Teacher Zhao's only concern was for Yunlan, completely ignoring his own pathetic state. But she was in danger, and he was trapped under the crushing weight of Chen Wu's foot, able to do nothing but wallow in regret. Damn it! This was the perfect opportunity to finally win over Miss Yunlan. Beiwei, watching from the side, spat her venomous words. So, does this mean your little sister was buried alive? Rage flashed across Chen Wu's face as he roared. If you don't know how to talk, then shut your mouth. Just then, from behind a pile of old, broken furniture, a young voice, as clear and bright as a silver bell, called out. A little girl stood in the distance, waving with an impossibly cute expression. Chen Wu's entire demeanor changed in an instant, a smile as bright as the morning sun lighting up his face as he saw his sister. Xiao Qing, he cried out, opening his arms wide. The little girl dashed forward, and the two embraced, spinning in a circle of pure joy. Standing nearby, Beiwei was so furious she could grind her teeth to dust, shouting, Hey, this sickening display is making me want to puke. I haven't even passed my 7-day trial. You guys can't be this shameless. Her indignation value shot up by another 667 points, but the two siblings were lost in their own world, paying no attention to anyone else. The only poor soul was Teacher Zhao, still pinned under Chen Wu's foot, his face a mess of bruises. He howled in pain. Forget about who's being shameless. If you don't get off me, I'm going to pass my 7 days right here on the floor. Startled, Chen Wu quickly lifted his foot and bowed his head. Teacher Zhao, my apologies. Only then did he seem to notice everyone else. He asked, We've found Xiao Qing, but what about Gao Jiyu and the others? Beiwei, still fuming, forced herself to answer. I'm not sure about the others, but the young Miss Gao is likely helping the families who lost someone. Hearing all these unfamiliar names, a giant question mark appeared over Xiao Qing's head. Just then, Jiangxi collapsed onto the ground. His crimson eyes flickered with panic as beads of sweat poured down his face while he stared at Gao Jiyu. She stepped forward, slowly cracking her knuckles, her voice as cold as ice. The data has shown that for every 10% increase in the difficulty index, average operational efficiency increases by 21%. Her slow, sharp words cut into Jiangxi's mind like a scalpel. He clutched his head, screaming in absolute terror. Gao Jiyu leaned in close, her voice a demonic whisper. You may be a novice zombie, but retreating now will only make you hungrier and earn you the contempt of your own kind. She brought a hand to her lips, speaking softly. Now, come and show me how you've changed. It's time to repent. Jiangxi instantly descended into a chaotic panic, screaming his head off. Beiwei watched with her arms crossed, impressed. The mental power of a young lady from a noble house is truly terrifying. Xiao Qing, however, ran up excitedly, cheering, Wow, she looks so powerful. But Chen Wu was clutching his stomach, laughing so hard that tears streamed down his face. Instantly, both Beiwei and Gao Jiyu whipped their heads around, their glares as sharp as daggers. Gao Jiyu, whose outfit resembled that of a famous monk, lowered her voice as killing intent radiated from her. Perhaps you'd like to try it for yourself. Seeing the lioness awaken, Chen Wu scrambled for an escape route. He stammered, I just remembered. I left a chicken stewing on the stove at home. Gotta go. The system immediately announced. Rage value plus 6,788. Gao Jiyu growled, lunging forward like a storm. Trying to run? In your dreams. Chen Wu couldn't escape, letting out a pathetic cry. Not the ear. Stop pulling my ear. Just then, A woman accompanying A Chao walked in. She spoke up. "You're all ability users, aren't you?" Gao Ziyu, still twisting Chen Wu's ear, replied gently, "It's extremely dangerous here. We need to leave immediately." Miss Wen looked at them with gratitude and concern. "Thank you all so much. If it wasn't for you, we..." Chen Wu finally escaped from Gao Jiyu's clutches, regaining his composure. "Don't thank me yet," he said coolly. "I only came to get Xiao Qing. I have no Gao Jiyu glanced at him, her eyes sizing him up. She thought to herself, so he's not taking this chance to get something out of it. Suddenly the system announced, Gao Jiyu's favorability has increased by 20. Current level, 30. Once the host's power level meets the requirement, you will receive a personal value of 10 million, along with all of Gao Jiyu's assets and expenses. Chen Wu read the notification, silently celebrating. This was a jackpot. 100,000. Multiplied by 100. That's 10 million. He silently cheered. I've struck gold. Absolute gold. Miss Wen lowered her head, her voice full of sincerity. I understand. But thank you all so much. Chao quickly rushed over to Chen Yu's side. He whispered with deep concern. Boss, they're just kids in there. Are we really going to leave them? Chen Yu simply tilted his head. His reply was calm and measured. Jiang City has dozens of kindergartens. Are you saying we should save every single one? With her back turned, Gao Ziyu gave a slight nod, silently agreeing. I'm with Chen Yu. It's too dangerous here at night. We need to go. Seeing their resolute stance, Chao refused to give up. He turned to Gao Ziyu, proposing, what if we give her an ability fruit? Give it to Miss Wen Lan. She might awaken some incredible power. But Lin Bowei instantly exploded, yelling, Chao, that's enough. Scolded into silence, Chao lowered his head, dejected. Chen Yu watched his reaction and thought to himself, there's something off about this kid. Suddenly, a howling gale and torrential rain slammed against the building, a storm so fierce, it threatened to swallow everything whole. Gao Ziyu glanced out the window and screamed, this is bad. It's a government alert. A high-level monster is roaming the area. We're trapped. Lin Bowei looked outside, sighing in frustration. And it's acid rain. Looks like we're spending the night here. Just then, a horde of zombies swarmed out of nowhere, closing in on them with terrifying speed. Chen Yu's voice cut through the chaos. First things first, we eliminate every last threat inside this school. Lin Bowei was the first to charge, shouting her claim. The middle floor is mine. My marbles never miss their mark. At the same time, Gao Ziyu unleashed her psychic powers, controlling the zombie horde with terrifying accuracy. Don't worry, I won't be back. Others will find this place soon enough. The zombies staggered under the assault, letting out chilling, guttural groans. Suddenly, a massive wolf lunged at Chao. He threw up an arm to defend himself. The beast's jaws should have crushed his bone. But the moment its fangs made contact with his skin, they shattered instantly. Seizing the opening, Chao landed a powerful kick, sending the monster flying. The children are with me, Miss Wen shouted. Chen Yu cut a path through the horde, forging ahead. I'm getting Old Chin and locking this place down. Meanwhile, over with Old Chin. A zombie was pressing its grotesque face against his car window, trying to peer inside. But Old Chin was perfectly calm, strangely absorbed in his tablet. Suddenly, a blade of pure energy sliced clean through the zombie's neck. Its head toppled to the ground. Chen Yu knocked on the window, urging, let's move. Old Chin stepped out, calmly praising, Brother Chen, still as vigorous as ever. It seems the threat inside the school has been neutralized. They rushed back to the building, greeted by a scene of utter carnage, with zombie corpses littering the floor like a battlefield. Chen Yu couldn't resist a taunt. This level of brutality had to be the work of that fierce woman, Zhou Xiang. A system notification chimed. Rage value plus 336. Like a phantom, Zhou Xiang materialized right behind him. Her eyes widened as she growled, do you want to end up like them? Her sudden appearance was likely thanks to a mysterious stealth ability. Zhou Xiang's expression turned serious again. The first floor is clear, she reported. Only 5 children survived. And on your end? Chen Yu met her gaze and replied softly, about the same. Now we need a plan for what comes next. They gathered in classroom 2-3. Chen Yu sat casually, his chin resting in his hand. Miss Gao, you're the expert here. What are our chances if we try to force our way out? Gao Ziyu didn't hesitate for a second. Not good. 30%, at best. At this, Chen Yu's face lit up with a grin. 30%? That's amazing. Let's go. Gao Ziyu instantly flew into a rage. Are you an idiot? She screamed. I said, at best it's 30%. System notification, rage value plus 666. Sun Shinner raised her hand, cheering. You're the best, big brother. I believe in you. Her words were like fuel on a fire. Gao Ziyu's anger boiled over. Hey, stop being so reckless. Our lives are on the line too. System notification, rage value plus 6,573. Chu Jiao looked at her, asking doubtfully. What if we stay? What are our chances of surviving the night here? Gao Ziyu slumped into a chair, her voice grim. If we aren't found, 100%. But if we are, it's 0%. Chen Yu's eyes gleamed. How thrilling. Sun Shinner ran to Gao Ziyu's side, her eyes full of hope. Even with our powers, our survival rate is still 0? Gao Ziyu nodded grimly. But rushing out now is just a suicide mission. Chao clutched his head in his hands. Trembling, he stammered. So. We're doomed, aren't we? But Chen Yu was completely unfazed. His gaze was ice cold. An overwhelming pressure radiated from him as he spoke with chilling confidence. Do you even know what kind of mutants are out there? What kind of people they prefer to eat? I wonder if I'm their type. Behind him, Gao Ziyu froze, radiating pure killing intent. Her glare was practically shooting fire. How about I just salt you down and turn you into paste right now? Rage value plus 3,326. Seeing Chen Yu's completely unfazed expression, Old Chin spoke up in his defense, his voice calm. I imagine young brother Chen already has a plan to deal with this. But unexpectedly, Chen Yu casually put a hand behind his head, replying with a lazy drawl, Nope, got nothing. Hearing this, Old Chin's anger flared, and he nearly jumped out of his skin. What? But just as quickly, Chen Yu rubbed his chin, his expression turning serious. His voice dropped. Actually, there might be one way. Everyone immediately crowded around, clamoring to know what his plan was. He lowered his head slightly, whispering just loud enough for himself to hear. System, what was the last item unlock? Reaching 10 million could unlock items. Deverafta. Even gene modification. Zhou Xiang lost her patience, striding forward to grab his collar and shake him. If you have a plan, spit it out now, she snarled. Stop trying to play games with us. Chen Yu stumbled back, breaking free with a mischievous grin. Relax. Tonight, Big Brother's gonna show you all a real spectacle. Soon, the sky darkened, and a full, round moon began to rise. On the table, a hot pot steamed, its enticing aroma filling the air, surrounded by an array of side dishes. Chen Yu picked up a piece of meat, gently placing it in Chen Yuting's bowl. His voice was soft. Yuting, eat a little more. The little girl obediently accepted it, murmuring, Thank you, Big Brother. Witnessing this, Lin Bowei furiously slammed her bowl right in his face. Eat, eat, eat. I hope you choke on it, she screamed. Anger value plus 409. Outside, the horde of zombies was closing in, their terrifying growls growing louder. At the school gate, Zhou Xiang and Chen Yu stared down at the scene, their expressions tense. She quickly turned her head, her voice urgent. Everyone, quiet down. Chen Yu's brow furrowed, his face becoming grim, as if preparing to face a hurricane. The honored guests had arrived. The zombies continued their relentless advance, their guttural growls echoing in the night. Chen Yu casually sat back down in his chair, picked up a slice of meat, and mumbled with regret. Ah, my meat isn't even cooked yet. Lin Bowei clutched a firecracker, her eyes like daggers as she glared at him. You still want to eat at a time like this? Chu Jiao also looked worried, her voice trembling. We can't just sit here and wait to die. We need a battle plan, fast. Old Chin, standing beside them, raised a hand. I think we can wait a little longer, he said calmly. After all, my meat isn't cooked yet either. Zhou Xiang was so enraged she wanted to charge at him, but Old Chin simply stood with his hands behind his back, closing his eyes to meditate. I trust Chen Yu. With him here, my meat will definitely get cooked. Hearing this, Chen Yu shot him a thumbs up and a huge grin. See? You've got a good eye, he cheered, only to immediately receive a hard punch to the head. Gao Jiyu stood behind him, her fist clenched and her eyes spitting fire. If you have a plan, say it now. I don't have a second life for you to gamble with. Anger value plus 5,763. Chen Yu rubbed his head, wincing. Old master, how full are you? Old Chin replied cheerfully. About 60% full. Suddenly, a sharp glint flashed in Chen Yu's eyes, his voice becoming firm with resolve. Ancient heroes slew generals while their wine was still warm. Tonight, I'll slaughter these mutants while my hot pot is still simmering. He began assigning tasks, his tone decisive. Zhou Xiang, you'll scout the enemy's situation immediately. Report back as soon as you're done. Do not engage. Ah Fei, you create a fog to make things more difficult for them. Wang Hong, Young mistress, you two are on offense. Once the mutants are gathered in the schoolyard, we make our move. Gao Jiyu immediately stepped forward, her voice sharp and questioning. I'm an attacker too. Why are you leaving me out? Chen Yu looked at her with a reassuring smile. Miss Gao, don't be hasty. You're our secret weapon. Of course, you must be saved for the most crucial moment. Chu Jiao raised her hand, speaking cautiously. My ability is a support type. I'll wait for Zhou Xiang to return before deciding. Chen Yu nodded, not objecting. He then turned to Ah Fei, giving a clear command. Ah Fei, from now on, wherever Chu Jiao goes, you go. Your mission is to protect her. Ah Fei heard this and quickly asked, Big brother, what about you? Are you staying here to protect Miss Wen and the children? Chen Yu ran a hand through his hair, a spark of excitement in his eyes. When honored guests arrive, it's only natural for the host to greet them. Outside, a zombie staggering across the campus was suddenly stopped by a hand on its shoulder, followed by a taunting voice. Hey buddy, over here. The zombie turned its head, and before it could even see its opponent, it took a massive punch that sent it flying dozens of meters. Chen Yu stood there, looking amused. He muttered, Look at you. What's the big rush? But at that exact moment, another zombie silently closed in from behind, preparing to attack. Just as danger struck, an object suddenly flew through the air, aiming straight for the monster's eye and making it stagger. Chen Yu turned in astonishment to see what had happened. What the hell? Who did that? Have you no conscience? Oh my god, my eye hurts just looking at that. Before he could finish, a firecracker flew straight at his head. Lin Bowei yelled from the floor above. How dare you talk about me like that? Are you asking for a beating? Chen Yu could only scratch his head with an awkward laugh, not daring to say another word. Sunshiner crossed her arms, looking down at the zombies with disdain. These mutant things look kinda dumb. I think you're oversimplifying things, Miss Gao, Chu Jiao said with a serious face, turning to correct her. No, if it weren't for Ah Fei's fog, those mutants would have swarmed the building all at once. We would have been completely overrun. Lin Bowei scoffed, her voice filled with confidence. A girl like me isn't afraid of anything. Just then, another zombie scuttled across the floor. The moment it rose, it was incinerated by a mysterious blue flame, and a violent shockwave blasted towards Chen Yu. From behind him, panicked screams erupted. Chen Yu, run! Back in the classroom, the group was thrown into chaos by the tremor. Lin Bowei, who had been all talk, was now screaming the loudest with her head in her hands. Lao Qin and Zhou Xiang spun around in shock. Gao Zhiyu's brow furrowed, her face pale. That idiot. What is he doing? I don't know. Zhou Xiang immediately tried to rush out. I'm going to help. But Gao Zhiyu cut her off with a cold, mocking tone. If you want to get yourself killed, I won't stop you. But don't you dare drag anyone else down. Zhou Xiang instantly flared up, shouting back, What's that supposed to mean? Gao Zhiyu simply turned away. Even Xiao Baiye's massive stockpile of explosives couldn't kill him. You really think he's in trouble now? Ignoring the jab, Zhou Xiang charged for the door, her voice firm. That thing is a mutant, she growled, her icy gaze fixed on Gao Zhiyu. If you're not going to help, then don't stop me. Gao Zhiyu, this is the apocalypse. Stop acting like some pampered princess. Gao Zhiyu let out a small cough, trying to hide her unease as she reassured herself. It's fine. Xiao Baiye's explosives couldn't kill him, so he'll definitely be okay. At that moment, the door downstairs burst open. The loud crash startled the three girls, who all whipped their heads around to look down. It's Zhou Xiang, Sun Xiner exclaimed in disbelief. The group watched in horror as Zhou Xiang recklessly charged straight into the inferno. Seeing Chu Jiao about to follow, Lin Bowei quickly grabbed her arm, pleading, Sister Chu Jiao, don't go. Chu Jiao paused, but her eyes remained determined as she pulled her arm free. No, I have to go down there. Lin Bowei tried to calm her down, her voice steadier now. Relax, he's like an unkillable cockroach. Not even that giant bomb from Xiao Baiye could take him out. What's a little fire gonna do? Sun Xiner nodded, adding calmly, Bowei is right. If we rush down, there, we'll just get in the way of everyone's plan. He's the most incredible person we know. He won't let us down. Hearing this, Chu Jiao finally gave up on going. She stood by the railing, her worried gaze fixed on the dying flames. Chen Yu, you better be okay. The black smoke slowly cleared, revealing Chen Yu's blonde head of hair. He coughed violently, trying to clear the dust from his lungs. As soon as he caught his breath, he started cracking jokes. Hey buddy, most mutants just eat people raw. You show up and try to get all gourmet with the barbecue? The zombie before him, its brain half exposed and clothes in tatters, just stared blankly. Upstairs, the girls let out a collective sigh of relief. Fei hugged Yu Qing tightly, grinning. I knew it. That's our boss for you. Gao Jiu showed little emotion, simply turning away slightly as the corner of her mouth lifted into a small, relieved smile. There, Chen Yu stood proudly in the middle of the courtyard, completely bare, his voice echoing with a challenge. Don't give up now, buddy. That's one small step for you. One giant leap for mutant kind. The smoke completely cleared, revealing his full form. Everyone was stunned, then exclaimed in unison. Oh my god, Chen Yu. You. Oh my god, that idiot. Each of them wore a priceless expression. Hearing the gasps, Chen Yu thought they were still worried. He put his hands on his hips and laughed. Hey, relax. Yours truly is perfectly fine. No need to get so worked up. Zhou Xiang squeezed her eyes shut, a blush creeping up her cheeks as she awkwardly reminded him. Hey, aren't you cold? Inside, she chanted. Do not look at things you should not be looking at. Chen Yu nodded seriously, as if he'd just had an epiphany. You know, now that you mention it, it is a little chilly. Zhou Xiang continued her inner mantra. Do not listen to things you should not be listening to. It was only then that Chen Yu finally looked down and let out a horrified scream. Holy crap! Zhou Xiang clutched her head, sighing in despair. What kind of people have I surrounded myself with? By the time Chen Yu had gotten dressed, a massive horde of mutants had arrived. He cheered excitedly. Wow, you all came out to play so soon. Having witnessed his power, Zhou Xiang was no longer concerned. She activated her stealth skill and whispered, securing the building is the priority. I'm pulling back. Startled, Chen Yu swiped at the empty air, but she had already vanished. He slumped his shoulders, looking pathetic. Leaving me all alone? The horde of mutants grew larger, thundering towards him. Chu Jiao gripped the railing, her voice panicked. There are so many. Can Chen Yu really handle all of them? Lin Bowei held a firecracker, muttering, This is such a pain. A zombie stealthily crawled up behind Chen Yu, preparing to strike. But suddenly, he spun around and delivered a punch straight to its face. The zombie reeled back, screaming. In agony, Chen Yu gave an awkward smile. Sorry about that. Been eating really well lately. The zombie roared in fury. Chen Yu clicked his tongue and put on his headphones. So noisy. Just as Sun Shiner spoke, Lin Bowei also quietly put on her own headphones. Sun Shiner picked up a megaphone, took a deep breath, and bellowed, Time to bring out the excavator. The mutants were blasted by a powerful sonic wave, clutching their heads and staggering in agony. The creatures froze, their minds reeling, stars exploding in their vision like they were cramming for final exams. Finally, they collapsed, overwhelmed by the sonic assault. Chen Yu covered his ears and gave a thumbs up. Absolutely perfect. The remaining mutants, drawn by the scream, all looked up in unison, roaring as if to summon their brethren. Hearing the gruesome noise, Old Qin and Gao Jiu grew uneasy. She frowned. Chen Yu, what are you planning? Old Qin calmly picked up a piece of meat, replying cheerfully, Looks like every mutant in the entire Jingzhe is being drawn here. Fei and Yu Qing both glanced outside. Fei patted the girl's shoulder with a bright smile. Little Qing, I have to go help Sister Chu Jiao. You should head back to the classroom. Yu Qing nodded obediently, smiling as she offered him a lollipop. Brother Fei, you have to come back safely. Fei stared at her small, delicate hand, then scratched his head and refused. I don't eat kids' stuff. But he still gently patted her head, smiling. Thanks, though. Nearby, Chu Jiao looked down below, her voice laced with worry. This is bad. More mutants are coming. Sun Shiner, a cigarette in her mouth, replied calmly, I trust you. As long as you're here, there won't be a problem. Lin Bowei, also holding a cigarette, complained, always causing trouble. Down below, a Chow forced a smile. Boss, this many mutants will be hard to handle. Chen Yu grinned teasingly. What? Scared to die? A Chow lit his cigarette, answering cheerfully. It's not about dying, that's just bad luck to say. Chen Yu dropped his playful tone, his voice turning serious. All right, go back. A Chow took a drag from his cigarette, speaking softly. I can't do that, boss. Without you, we wouldn't have survived this long. We never would have gotten these amazing abilities. Seeing his subordinate's somber expression, Chen Yu snatched the cigarette from his mouth. Smoking is bad for your health. Stop it. The horde of mutants grew larger, closing in step by step. Chen Yu blurted out teasingly, Hey pretty boy, don't interrupt me when I'm trying to look cool, okay? A Chow smiled. Got it, boss. But I'm not going too far. Chen Yu stepped forward, taking the lead to face the enemy. The system's settlement notification rang out, announcing a stream of data. Total rage points acquired. 43,757. Converted to host's personal limit. 4,375,700. 700 gene modifications unlocked. The ability ring unlocked. The domain of life and death unlocked. Chen Yu looked at the notifications with a cold smirk, his eyes as sharp as blades. He curled his lip at the horde. Sorry, but tonight is destined to be a silent night. Activating his system space, Chen Yu casually waved his hand, summoning a vial that shimmered with a mysterious light. Just then, a ferocious zombie lunged forward, but with a single blow, he sent it flying 100 meters, tumbling across the ground. What's the rush? The real show is just getting started. With that, he casually popped a few pills into his mouth. Instantly, a powerful aura erupted from his body, like a wildfire in a hurricane. Watching from above, Zhou Xiang's eyes filled with doubt. What on earth is he planning to do? Chen Yu stared down the horde, his eyes like daggers, his voice deep and resonant. I don't care what kind of people you were when you were alive. He decisively threw a single bullet. The bullet flashed, piercing through a zombie and causing it to drop instantly. Witnessing this, Lin Bowei couldn't hide her shock. She gasped. That's my ability! Chen Yu clenched his fist, and dense sparks of crackling electricity surged around his hand. With one decisive punch, he slammed his fist into a zombie's face, roaring with power. Today, you've fallen into my hands. Down below, a Fei cheered with excitement. That time, it was my ability. Soon after, two more mutants charged at him simultaneously. With a single glance, Chen Yu saw right through their weaknesses. Moving with lightning speed, he struck their critical points, felling each one without giving them a chance to fight back. Chu Jiao watched him use her own ability, her expression a mask of pure astonishment. Could it be? Chen Yu knows all of our powers? Suddenly, Zhou Xiang shouted in alarm. Chen Yu, watch your back! Just as he yelled, a zombie silently closed in from behind, its sharp claws swiped down. But Chen Yu was not so easily beaten. By the time the claws struck, he was already gone. The zombie stood bewildered, and in the next moment, Chen Yu reappeared behind it. Sneak attacks won't work on me. He delivered a light kick, sending the zombie to the ground. Trash. You don't have the strength to pull that off. A murderous aura radiated from him as he smiled coldly. None of you dare face me head-on. What kind of game are you playing? Deciding not to waste any more time, Chen Yu unleashed his power, and wherever he charged, zombies fell like dominoes. Zhou Xiang watched the scene, shivering at his terrifying strength. Lin Bowei crossed her arms, muttering with feigned indifference. He's just putting on a show again. Chu Jiao, on the other hand, was full of excitement, her face beaming, her earlier worries completely gone. Looks like we don't need to worry anymore. On another floor, Gao Ziyu stood with a pensive look, her thoughts far different from the others. This is trouble. A display like this will attract the attention of those at the top. It could lead to even worse consequences. Old Qin replied calmly from beside her. I'm sure Chen Yu has his reasons for this. Just then, the phone on the table buzzed to life. Gao Ziyu snatched it up. Hello? A frantic voice erupted from the other end. Young miss, we have a huge problem. Down below, Chen Yu had just finished off the last mutant. He cracked his wrist, his gaze shifting to the east. The first light of dawn broke the horizon. A perfect moment after the brutal fight. Out of nowhere, Gao Ziyu was already rushing down, shouting his name. Something's happened in the West District. Follow me, now. Hearing this, Chen Yu intentionally put on a look of utter boredom. Sounds like a neighborhood dispute. The West District belongs to your Gao family, right? So your problem has what to do with me. Gao Ziyu's fury flared. Cut the crap and let's go. It seemed he couldn't defy the great young Miss Gao's orders after all. He shrugged with a smirk. Yeah, I'm coming. And with that, the team was on the move again, heading west. Chen Yu whipped out his camera, waving with a grin. What's up, everyone? It's your boy, Chen Yu. The coolest, most righteous, and brilliant man you'll ever meet. Everyone loves me, and I'm a top-tier ability user in this apocalypse. He began his story. A few days back, when the world ended, I accidentally activated the scumbag system. All I have to do is piss off troublesome women to earn rage points. Then, I can convert those points at a 100 times multiplier for credits to buy anything from the system's shop. I can even get my hands on ability-granting fruits. Capturing the hearts of goddesses also nets me a 100 times credit bonus, and all the supplies they use. He excitedly introduced his squad. In our crew, we've got Zhou Xiang, a total tomboy who absolutely loves to brawl. Lin Bowei, a girl who lost her way, along with her two lackeys, A Chao and A Fei. Chu Jiao, a top graduate from Notre Dame, and Sun Shiner, the super hot influencer with tens of millions of followers. And of course, the young miss of a powerful family, Gao Ziyu, and my adorable little sister, the little Chen Yu Ting. Suddenly, an impatient knock rattled the door. Chen Yu, are you finished in there? It's time to move out. Chen Yu, who was secretly filming instead of using the restroom, quickly called back. Oh, and I almost forgot, old Chin, our resident expert in the field of jealousy. He shut off the camera, his mind racing. The West District, the Gao family's territory, has fallen. Was it a mutant uprising, or the work of a traitor from within? A luxury car sped down the desolate road, when suddenly, it was blocked by a group in black. A woman, Major Jiang, stepped forward, peering through the glass. Gao Ziyu lowered the window and spoke softly. It's us. Major Jiang took a few steps back, her tone instantly respectful. My apologies, young Miss Gao. There are still some mutants roaming the city. To ensure your safety, I'll personally escort you back to your estate. She barked an order, and her men cleared a path. Gao Ziyu offered a polite smile. Thank you for your trouble, Major Jiang. But then, the car door swung open. Chen Yu stepped out, his eyes narrowed with suspicion as he studied the woman. All this enthusiasm for no reason? It feels less like an escort, and more like you're sending us to our graves. Major Jiang turned, her brow furrowed. And who are you? Chen Yu snapped his fingers with a dramatic flare. Tell her who this master is. A Chow and a Fei immediately jumped in front of him. They struck an epic pose, shouting in unison. He is the master of the 3,000 square meter base, the strongest ability user in the universe, the undefeated champion of the world. Major Jiang's lips tightened, rage blazing in her eyes. Where did these morons crawl out from? Rage points plus 3,309. In a flash, Chen Yu was right in her face, forcing her to stumble backward. I heard that, you know. You just insulted me. Major Jiang's face flushed with fury as she snarled. You're asking to die. Rage points plus 5,362. She threw a punch, but Chen Yu effortlessly caught her wrist. Stunned, Major Jiang looked down as he leaned in closer. His voice was a pure taunt. Hey there. Let's make a little wager. If I win, you give me your number. What do you say? Behind him, Lin Bowei and Chu Jiao facepalmed in unison. There he goes again. Suddenly, a gunshot shattered the tense silence. Blood exploded from Chen Yu's chest. He staggered back in shock, and then collapsed. Panic erupted as the group screamed his name. Chen Yu! Major Jiang retracted her hand, a smoking pistol now clutched within it. Her voice was as cold as ice. Go make your wagers in hell.